out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Learning up from the broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no, I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the aggressive news show with Les BS. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, along with Anna Hard, Tracy Carson, and Theus Robinson. And today is going to be relationship part 2, in which, don't get it confused because it's all going to sound like it's coming off with the am I the a-hole type thing, but it really isn't the am I the a-hole. All of it is relationship situations, and we're going to take a deep dive into that. We also got a real or nah, which I'm on the fence because it's one of those things where I don't want to get into the part of it's possible, so it's real, instead of it's made up. And of course, Foxy's videos of the week. As always, please do not forget to hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it. Let everybody know that we are live right now. The more likes we get, the more people will know that we're live, and to bring more people into the comment section. Also, just another hint, even after you have watched the show later, the more comments that we also have in the comment section after the show will also suggest it. Good news on that front. The videos are now being suggested on YouTube after a year and a half or 2 years, and now finally being suggested to a wider audience. So we're getting more people coming in. So with that, I appreciate everybody who's helped on that, including this panel. Anna, how's everything going tonight?
I'm still a little bit slow. I got my booster yesterday, and it's the one that has the new variants included. And I immediately felt like my head separated from my body. I still haven't gotten my head back. But other than that, good.
Tracy?
I am tired. I've had a really rough week at work. It's times like this that I wish I would hit the lottery, although I've never played the lottery. But
you kind of do have to play it.
I know you had to play to win, but
well, from personal experience, I've played and I haven't won.
Me neither.
My dad gets lotto tickets nearly every weekend. No.
Yeah, so I'm just like, it's one of these weeks. I'm like, I gotta start working for myself. I gotta start working for myself.
You work harder.
That's the dream. Theus?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I don't know. I'm in like a blah kind of mood. I'm working through this personal existential crisis that I seem to go through like on a quarterly basis. But I had a good nap, so I'm good.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Let's see who's already out there. Hello,
Hey,
Mickey.
Mickey.
Hello.
Hey,
hello,
Susan.
Susan. We have 6 people watching and 2 people commenting. So,
Well, I'm one of the 6.
I may be one of them too.
I'm
so, yeah, I guess people like fried. Who knows? Let's get this party started. We had okay, Thea's left. We had a video similar to this last week of accusing people of a heinous situation without getting the full story about it. And we was trying to explain that's a dangerous thing to do. You can mess people's minds up. This is a tad bit different, but it's all the same realm, and not the OP itself, but the person that he's talking about, his girlfriend. I don't know what to say about her, and so I'll let everybody take a look at it.
Hair. So yesterday, my girlfriend casually asked me how I prefer her armpit hair to be groomed. She usually keeps hers short but neat. I assume she just wanted to change things up.
Sorry.
Wait
Stop
a minute.
it.
Is it a pubic
Wow.
hair or her armpit
Yeah,
hair?
it's armpit hair,
Yeah.
or is it pubic? He said
Yeah,
armpit,
we're talking
but
about the down under. Sorry.
Okay, I thought we were talking about the
forgot that.
nana. And I'm sitting here like, but he
You
said
said
armpit. And I'm like,
that's not
I
a
don't
vulgar
need-
term. That's what it's
yeah,
called.
don't trim your armpit hair. Shave that off.
No,
Now
no,
your nana, that's a
don't
different
care.
conversation, but
Sorry.
your armpit
That never came up in the conversation. How you like my armpit hair? But
To knock
we're
that
not
on
talking
off.
about the armpit hair. We talking about the down under. So now we got that out the way. Here we go.
He said armpit though.
you sure did.
Hair. So yesterday, my girlfriend casually asked me how I prefer her armpit hair to be groomed. She usually keeps hers short but neat. I assume she just wanted to change things up but wanted my opinion, so I answered honestly and said that I find completely shaven attractive. But in the grand scheme of things, I couldn't care less. It's not a turnoff if there's hair, and that I like the way she has it now. Well, it turns out that she had a lecture today at college. She studies psychology, and the topic was on people who abuse kids. Apparently, one of the talking points was that people in that group are attracted to the lack of body hair. When she told me this, I asked her, "Are you seriously calling me a member of that group because I find completely shaven attractive? Can I just point out that you're 21, not 12? She basically skirted around my questions and then stormed out of my apartment when I kept pressing her on it. As she left, she called me revolting and is now ignoring my calls and text messages. What the F? Honestly, I'm not even sure where to go from here. We've never had any issues, and I was planning on proposing in the next year. Where has this even come from?" And then OP posted an update. So, an update to my previous post. She ignored my messages and calls for 3 days, at which point she texted me asking if I was free for her to come over for a movie night. I told her, sure, but we need to talk about what happened before anything else. She replied with, "About what?" I figured it was best to wait until I actually saw her in person before trying to discuss the issue, which I did. When she arrived, we sat down, and I started by saying that I was upset by our last conversation and I'd like to discuss what happened. At which point she said, "It doesn't need to be discussed. Can we leave it?" I said, "Not really, no. I'd like to get to the bottom of what actually happened and also discuss your reaction of storming out and not talking to me for 3 days and then acting like nothing's happened." She basically refused to discuss it, so I told her that if we can't at least discuss what happened, then I want to break up and that she needed to get her stuff that she has in my apartment and leave. She lost her mind. bawling and screaming so much that my neighbor came and knocked on the door to check if everything was okay. He's a chill dude, so I asked if he could stay while she got her stuff together, as she seemed to calm down once he was present. She basically sulked around, slamming cupboards while she got her stuff, and then left. So, yeah, no real answers, and I'm still super confused as to what happened. I texted her mom to keep an eye on her, as I'm kinda thinking she's losing it. I've never seen her like this, and it worries me. She's been blowing up my phone about how she loves me and can't imagine a life without me. But honestly, this whole thing has soured me, and I'm struggling to see any way that we'll continue this relationship.
I'm gonna go last on this one real quick, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Anna first.
Change your phone number, block her, and move on with your life. Nobody should make a psychological diagnosis on you from one answer, number one. And you should be really questioning all kinds of things that you're reading in those books. That's I know lots of people who like it saved, who like it neat. It says nothing. If you see other patterns and you can start putting some stuff together, then yeah, you got some questions. But you left. You left for 3 days. And then you want to come back like nothing happened? No. Get out.
Tracy.
Not only should he change his number, he should change the locks. Don't text her mother. Don't talk to her. Block her on all social medias. This lady sounds like she's not stable. She's one of those ones, if I can't have you, nobody else can type of ladies. Run. Don't go back. Find somebody else. What a random question to ask somebody. Who comes up with that? Hey, babe, how do you like my flea? No. That's not a conversation that you would just be just out of nowhere. Now, if he had brought it up, no, not to say it would be right in either way. If he brought it up, she should think it's random. If he brings it up, it should be. It's just a random conversation. Where did it come from? Because she read something, she learned something in college. Where is she going? The University of Cheetos? I mean, come on. It's like did she go to Trump University or something? What kind of psychology book is she reading? I mean, come on.
That makes words.
You're gonna sit here and do a whole. He's a child pedophile now? Really? You accused him of child pedophilia. He should have just been like, pack your stuff and get out when it first happened. I wouldn't have waited for her not to call me 3 days. She'd have been gone. Bye. See you. That's all.
Theos.
Well, you know me, I feel like you can break up with somebody for any reason. So it's a girlfriend. Go get another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of comes down to that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so she's 21, immature, easily manipulated or led by what's the last thought to enter her head. So she goes to class. It's probably a conservative leaning interpretation, which will require her to do more study and more challenging and things like that. But she's not at that level academically or emotionally to know how to do it right. So she haphazardly introduces it into the conversation. I can see all of that happening up to that point. Mm-hmm. But to then ascribe the behavior to him based on his response, that's not just immature, it's stupid. And incredibly insensitive. But even then, I could see that happening up to that point. Then you refuse to engage on what he basically pulled her card, right? So don't almost say it, say it. Don't almost say it, say it. That's pretty much what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't want to face it, so she stormed out. Okay, all of this, while not right, is kind of normal for a young relationship. Then she dips for 3 days. So by day 2, we just broke up. Okay. It is we're kind of good here. But he really cares about this girl and cycles it back through, and sounds like he was very responsible and mature as to how he approached it. I don't think, did he say how old he was?
I don't think he said how old any of them was, but they
'Cause
must
he
be
sounded
college
like-
She
age.
was 21. I know
She's
she was
21, but that don't
21.
mean that he's not 35.
Right.
But
If you're
okay.
35 dating a 21-year-old, what do you think you gonna get?
No, I mean, she grown.
She's
But-
grown, but
That part I don't. No, because we wouldn't say nothing. 70 and 50. We don't care. 70 and 60, we don't care. So it's like, where does the age thing start to come together? I'm like, as long as you grown, there's some dynamics you need to deal with, because you're doing some. It might be a little goofy, but it's your call. You're both consenting adults. But yeah, all of that. But at the end of the story, break up with her because y'all just not a good match, and all the stuff that Tracy and Anna said, shut those things off. But one thing I would say, the conversation has certainly, I can say for me, the conversation has certainly come up over the years, like with different girlfriends and stuff, as far as pubic hair, right? So, but I can't ever recall how it comes up. Like, it's not like we sit down and have a scheduled meeting and say, hey, let's discuss the shrubbery. And you're like,
shrubbery. Okay.
do you like a neatly shaved lawn, or would you rather just, go with gravel? It's like, nobody, I can't recall, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever held that conversation. I don't.
Well, I mean,
I'm positive it could have.
it has certain tastes.
Yeah, somebody may have brought it up. I just don't remember it off the top of my head right now.
Because someone who enjoys licking the envelope might not like having hair in between their teeth. So I'm just saying that there's levels of discussion that need to be made between, people who are going to engage. If you're going to engage in that level of intimacy, then you can at least have a full-on conversation about whatever.
But she brought it up because she learned it at Trump University.
Right. She went to PragerU and took a class. And
here's my thought. I'm sorry, Theas. I didn't mean to cut you off. Here's my thought of it. Because my deal is what went on through the 3 days. One or two things, or both, or neither. This is just my opinion. Either she brought this up to her friends, and her friends looked at her with, you out of your fucking mind, something wrong with you, or she read the book again or talked to a professor, and even though that may have been in the book, I guarantee you they said this is a part of a pattern to figure it out, if you not the whole thing. She, because she doesn't pay attention, she's one of those people who just take something and run with it. So this was it. If you like this, then you're a pedophile. And somebody probably came to her and go, no, that's one part of it, not the part. And this is where her immaturity comes in at. And I've said all that to say this is why I said this is why her immaturity of it. Why she doesn't want to talk about it? Because she's fucking embarrassed now. And she don't want to bring it up because it was nothing that was going to come out of her mouth that she deemed was a reason why she said what she said. So she would rather skirt by it and pretend that it never happened. And what are you talking about and everything else? And then I applaud this guy because my main purpose of playing this video was to say this. Stop saying that word. Stop putting that label on people because it's not funny. It's not a political stance to you to say, to use as an insult to other people, because what you're doing is you're watering down that phrase for people who really are engaged in that activity.
That's how I feel about the term racist. That's why I say people use it wrong.
Yeah, this is
Loses
one of
its
them.
impact.
Well,
But I will
she-
say this though. I want to say this though. And then I just forgot what I wanted to say. Oh, y'all waiting on me to figure it out. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, so all right, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Look, maybe not on this particular subject, but this is super common when dealing with members of the opposite sex. I'm just saying. That whole thing when she realizes she was wrong, but she can't say she was wrong. So instead, let's just make up and spend time together. Like, we just go, you know that I'm apologizing in my way without actually having to apologize, right? Because I left here mad, but now I'm back and I'm gonna cuddle with you, and we gonna act like everything. Just take that part and just like you editing and just cut that part out, and we'll splice it back together and we'll move on. Just let it go. That's very common. Very common.
You are so
Yeah.
wrong. That is
I'm
so
sorry. I'm
so
not going
wrong.
with you on that,
I don't know any female, including myself. If I'm
And you
wrong,
messed up, and then you just messed up, Tracy. Because I was literally going to just say that.
You gonna say you don't know no woman that don't?
I
that-
said
that
I
doesn't deny?
personally don't know women that do. If I'm
I know
wrong,
I know
I'm talking
women
I
about
know
me.
dudes that do it. Come
no,
on now.
I'm talking
I know
about
women
me.
that I know
No,
men
I'm
who
talking
have done it.
about me now. If I'm wrong, I'm not gonna be like, let's never talk about it again. No, let's talk about it so I don't be a stupid idiot and do the same stupid stuff all over again.
But
When
that's
you are a
Tracy.
very evolved
that's
woman.
your form of maturity. There are people who are immature is not going to do that. They
Nope.
skirt towards whatever it was that got them in trouble. Let's not bring it up. Let's move forward and
Let's
everything.
just put that
else.
back there.
Anybody says
the
that
funny
is
thing about it
petty
is-
and trifling.
The funny thing
Oh,
about
it's
doing that,
annoying,
though,
but I mean, you know.
the funny thing about doing that, which is why I said it's so immature, the funny thing about it is if you don't handle the situation at that time and get it out in the opening and solve what the situation is, you're just buying your time before it happens again.
It's gonna happen again. Then
It's
she'll
gonna happen
accuse him of
again.
being a mass murderer. Then she'll accuse him
Perhaps.
of robbing the bank. Then she'll accuse him of
See, now you're using that conservative logic. The next thing you know, she over there selling nuclear secrets. But what?
that is not conservative logic. If you accuse somebody of one thing, you're gonna automatically move to another. If he don't check her, which he did.
Yeah, bravo for you for staying true to what you wanted, that you wanted an adult conversation. Bravo to you, young man.
Yeah, I congratulate old boy for that. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, especially if you're gonna do this long-term thing, and he talking about he love her, he was gonna marry her, or whatever.
He better
Um,
not marry her. Don't.
He
don't
made the
marry
right call. He made the right
Oh,
call.
he
her.
made the
Break
right
up with
call.
her. Get you a girl
But-
that's got some sense, because she
The
don't got
thing
none.
is, when you in a serious relationship, be married or not, but just a serious long-term relationship, part of that is learning when to choose your battles. So sometimes your partner gonna say something stupid or out the box, and you're gonna have a real quick, are you serious? Or you'll challenge it real quick, maybe, and you let it go. No
Yeah, like they
closure,
say.
no
Yeah.
nothing. Just let it
Let it go.
go.
Yeah, just like if my partner, if I had one, said, I like mayonnaise. It's stupid.
I can't let that go. I can't let
But
that go.
you know what? In the bigger
We are-
picture,
we're
I
moving
was just-
on. We're
Yeah,
Yeah, we
moving
gotta have
on.
closure on the mayonnaise.
We're
That right there.
moving on to the next video.
I'm with you, Tracy.
We're moving on to the next
Because if they eat
video.
mayonnaise, they probably kick puppies. I ain't hear
Next
no denials.
video. Mute. Which is funny because he know how to unmute himself in a way.
I'm about to say, so Marlon, just stop kicking puppies.
Next video.
yep. Them puppies didn't do
Am I the
nothing.
butthole for blocking access to my food and threatening no help with accommodation? I'm a 22-year-old guy, and I'm in my first serious relationship with Haley, who's 25. We've been together for just under a year. She moved into my place 3 months ago. Everything was fine in the beginning, but once we started seeing each other more frequently, I noticed her bad habits. Every time we went out and food was involved, she would sample my food before I got to it. And we're not talking that she just grabs a french fry off my plate. In actual classy restaurants, she would take the first bite of my steak or salmon or dessert. You name it, she would take the first bite. I had several talks with her about this, but she said that it was cute and not sinister. 4 months ago, Haley got a job with a training opportunity. Once she completes it, she'll have a higher salary. My place is 40 minutes closer to her new job, so I offered her to live with me rent-free if she stopped this behavior. During the first month, she stuck to our agreement. The second month, she slipped up a few times. Then, the third month, she went back to her old ways. Last weekend was a turning point. So, I bake as a hobby and I made a cake. After dividing the cake into 8 slices, I left it in the fridge while I went out with a friend. Usually, whenever I bake and a friend drops me off, I'll give them a few slices as a way to say thank you. So imagine my surprise when I saw that each slice of cake had a bite taken out of it. I called my friend to tell him that I owed him a cake and that he didn't need to wait for me to come back down. I was angry. I told Haley that she embarrassed me and that we had to figure out a solution. She got defensive and said that she ate it due to loving me so much. That all women do this and guys love it. I made it very clear that she had to stop now or there would be consequences. The next day, I bought a lockbox for the fridge. She was livid, but she couldn't do much. Last night, she broke the lock and had taken a bite out of all my snacks and 2 slices of baguettes that I had in there. I told her to pack her stuff up and leave while I stay with my mom for a few hours. She called me a butthole for making her homeless and possibly ruining her employment opportunities. Reddit, am I the butthole?
No,
Run,
he's
Haley,
your
run. Run,
no, he's sure not.
Haley.
That's annoying.
Haley an asshole. But run, Haley, run. This dude is crazy.
Yeah, he went from
What?
crazy to
Woo, this dude, he has a control issue. He really
The
does.
dude
she
is
ate
crazy.
every bite of his cake.
Wait. I'm not making her a hero.
Mm.
Notice, I said she crazy too. But here's the thing. Listen to the language that he was choosing as he was describing everything. He has a control issue. Do as I say. Do it this way. Do da. That's a problem. That's not how you talk to your peer, someone that you respect as an equal. Now, on her side, she got a problem because she thinks no matter what he says about his personal boundaries, she gonna do what she want to because apparently she heard somewhere that it's okay. Plus, this woman is psychotic because it's one cake, 8 slices. Why are you marking your territory on all 8 slices? Because that's what you're doing. You're marking your territory. That's why you take a bite out of everything he has before he gets to get a chance to do it. You're marking your territory. It's a power play. But on his side, he got his own issues. I'm like, man, these two people
So they're
need to be
both
together.
playing power.
The
Yeah.
police are coming. The police are coming to this relationship.
He was right to kick her eating off his plate. Idiotic. Don't do that. Ooh, I can't stand. No. Kick her out. Lock the refrigerator. Put locks on it. Bye.
Put lots on the refrigerator as a
Sure
grown
would.
person that you in a relationship with.
Sure would if she kept on eating.
Yeah.
If she kept on eating food.
No,
off
that ain't
the
how you
plate.
treat. That
She
ain't how you
ate
treat.
a
That ain't how you do it.
slice of. She ate a piece of 8 slices.
I
of cake.
agree.
Not just one slice.
I agree. She sounds like she got some mental issues going
Not
on. But
just.
what I'm
She
saying
could have
is,
just ate one slice by
she could
itself.
have not
So-
touched it at all. He didn't tell her
Yeah.
to touch
That's
it.
not the point.
The point,
Yeah, that's
though,
not the
is
point, but I'm
about
saying the-
power.
Yeah, they in a power trip.
actions
They
are
don't
just-
belong together. I agree with
Yeah,
that. They
the
don't
actions
belong
are just
together.
reflective. This is all about power.
Mm.
I've never seen Asian spelled that way.
I don't see him with the problem.
But yeah.
It's her eating out some.
But
If-
it's fine if that was her culture. But once he says, "Stop
No.
it,"
She ate off of
Listen
each
to a
slice.
person.
She could have just took the worst case scenario. She could have just ate the whole cake.
well, if she is bulimic and she got an issue with that, well, best of luck with you in your future issue. I'm gonna help you because I don't want you to be suffering through your condition of eating my food and then having to go and lose it. You just can't have my food.
Okay,
So-
here's the deal.
Go with God. Good luck.
He ain't wrong. He's not wrong, but
No, he wrong because of the way he treated her.
I
man.
can
That
I
ain't-
cannot put absolutely nothing on this dude. I'm sorry.
nope, I
Man,
can't
please.
either.
He
I
was-
think the only thing I can put on the dude is I think you was immature on the fact that you put a lockbox on your refrigerator for
same
that.
thing.
and told
And
her
the
if
only
you
reason I
do
can
this, there will
say
be
that-
consequences. She's not your
Yeah.
child. She ain't your child. Talking about.
She acted like a child. Why can't
She's
he
not
treat her
his
like one?
child. She's not his child.
But the fact of the matter is, you-
lady.
This woman is an a-hole.
She
Yes.
sure is.
Yes.
She's flat out an a-hole, psychopath, and blah blah blah. We can use those words and everything else. I don't even want to even go that deep with this woman. You are a-hole. Because when you sit there and you take a bite out of each slice,
Come
what
on.
the hell is you doing? And by the way, because I've heard these stories over and over and over and over again.
It's cute. No, it's
hard for me
not.
to hear when you sit there and go, "You're kicking me out. Now you're gonna mess up my schooling, which is gonna mess up my job." Shut up. Hey, look, I'm sorry. Did you think about all these consequences? This. Before you decide you were gonna take a bite out of people's food.
Well, getting kicked out the house might not be on your list of consequences you consider when you eat the piece of cake.
Not my fault.
She should have thought about that before
Not
she
my
took
fault.
a bite out of each
No,
slice of
saying that she
meat.
should have thought about she
Every
might get
cake
kicked out the
you take
house
off
is
bite.
like saying she should have thought about him coming in the house and she ate the cake and he starts shooting up the place. Like, at what
No.
level of things am I supposed to consider?
Okay, let's put this in this consideration. Consider this.
Now,
That ain't
granted,
your
he's more
place.
victim than her in
That
this
ain't your
story, but
place.
he's an asshole.
Everything that you're doing right now is a favor to you because this guy likes/loves you and he wants you to be closer so you can fulfill your thing. The very least you can do is not pretend, oh, you don't piss me off, so I'm going to retaliate. But look, even on a normal retaliation, and I don't agree with it, but even on a normal retaliation, it's like, I'm gonna eat 2 or 3 pieces of the cake.
No, she took a
And
bite out
leave
of
you
each
with something
one.
else. No, this woman decides she's gonna play a beaver and start biting a raccoon and start biting little pieces out of cake.
Nah, they in a power struggle. So what happened was
You're in his house. He has the power.
in his house. Okay, wait a minute. See that?
He let her move in.
That's a problem.
That's his
right
house.
there.
His name on the lease, not
Said,
her.
Marlon. Two things
That is
you
his
said.
place until
One,
they get married.
he's doing her a favor. 2, she's in his house. Now, if he's the one who invited her to come live with him because of
his
the
house.
relationship that they say that they are in, then he can no longer use that as leverage over her head. Now,
Wait a
he's
minute,
right
yes,
to
he
get rid of
can.
her at the end. Then see, that's why. Let me stop myself.
What?
Let me stop myself.
His name is on the lease. Is her name on the lease? Nope.
No, it's not.
You're
That's like
putting
me
this
saying-
logic, which was be firm, but you're putting it towards a normal situation. If this dude was sitting there saying, "Okay, you're in my house, so you need to cook and clean every day,"
Yeah. Nope.
You did pretty much say you in
Hey,
my house
look.
and you need to follow my rules. Now,
That's
his
like-
rules were
but
not
the rule
unreasonable.
is don't take bites out of
On
my
the food. That's all he's asking. Don't eat off my plate. Don't take 8 bites out of each slice of cake. That's
When he
not-
put the lock on the refrigerator,
That
on a
was
grown
petty.
ass-
I mean, we
on
agree
a
with
grown ass woman. When he put the lock on the refrigerator on a grown ass woman, that upped the ante too. Right now, he was justified in having to confront her. He chose that particular method, though. That's not healthy for how you manage a relationship. See, I'm coming back to the relationship part. So you put a lock on the refrigerator. So she's like, oh, okay, so you're going to treat me like some kind of weird kid. I'm going to bust the lock. And then just to prove my point, I'm going to eat a piece out of all your cake, all your snacks, all your cookies, all your anything. in
And
that
the
refrigerator.
baguettes.
And
She
the
done went. She done went and ate the baguettes. That was a
And
low
what
bar for
would-
me. I'm
what
like, not the
would be
baguettes.
proper after doing all that. We're gonna skip out and she busted the lock. She don't take a bite out of it like a beaver on everybody's food and stuff like that, and then crawl away. What should his
So she crawling now.
what
Yep, she
should
did.
his response should have been then?
pack her clothes and
Well,
take
at
her
that
out.
point,
No,
it
no,
was
no,
very
no,
clear.
Tracy.
No,
What
no.
should his response would have been?
At that point, it would have been one last conversation where we're breaking up. That would have happened. But what I'm saying is, you can't just look at the end result and ignore everything that leads up
Okay.
to it. That's the problem
Let's
with
go
so many
back.
things in life. We always want to look at what was the last reaction and then wipe the slate clean for the person who is least at fault. That's not right.
Okay, let's go back then. Let's go back when it was already dictated to her, hey, I don't like you eating off my plate.
It's
Right.
cute.
That was, and by the way, that would have pissed me off. He didn't say it pissed him off. I'm just talking about me. Don't eat off my plate and then turn around and go, everybody do it. It's cute. Everybody. No. Even if everybody did, I don't think it's cute. And I'm in a relationship with you. So we need to figure out what works for us, not what works for everybody else.
I'm with you up to this point. Yep.
Now, so she decided, apparently, I don't know what triggered it, to go in and not eat slices of cake. She decided to take a bite out of each slice.
Yes. One bite out of 8
And
separate slices of cake.
but you
Because
missing
that's
it,
what-
Marlon. You missing something. Before she moved in, she agreed not to eat off of his plate. She kept
Correct.
the rule for a month, and then for some reason she slacked off. That's when she should have been out. Bye.
That I
See
agree
you.
with you there, Tracy.
See you. Wouldn't want to be.
Now, where I
Oh,
disagree
okay,
a little
so what
how it
happened
all came to
was-
be, but I agree with you there.
So she, for a while, she got rid of her. She held back her Alvin Chipmunk persona and didn't eat off people's plates and
That would
everything.
be that would
And then
have,
the Alvin Chipmunk persona
that
came
would have been
back.
Theodore. Thank you.
Whatever.
Theodore
started-
was the chunky one.
And started chipping off pieces of food like a chipmunk and this is scurried away. And now,
Well, she
even
got
though
scurried,
we have
dog.
agreed,
Scurried.
we have agreed that he shouldn't have put a lock on the refrigerator. So from eating a piece of 8 slices of
A bite out of
a bite
eight
out of
slices.
8 slices of cake.
Right,
Something
that's
is
something,
going
right.
on here.
But my
She
point
has-
is this. Oh, I'm sorry, Anna. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Anna.
There's more at issue here than just what food she's taking. It really sounds like she needs to go to a therapist and figure that out. It is not the boyfriend's job to give her, unless she comes to him and asks for them, rules about food.
What
You
did
know,
say?
we don't know what she grew up like. She may have been food insecure. I really don't know. And you know what? Here, where I will also say to this woman, sweetheart, there are people who love to share their food. Go find one
Yeah,
of
go
them.
find them. Because I ain't the one. You ain't sharing nothing off my plate. Nope.
Listen to someone's personal preferences. But something is going on here that is very, very, very much deeper than, and she's not even being honest with herself about it.
Because
She
she
needs
proved
some-
that she
Both of them
could.
have a
Yeah.
power issue.
She proved that
But
she
yes,
could
that too.
stop. She proved that she could stop because she didn't do it for a month. So she could stop. She just didn't want to.
No.
I would say it's a little different because one, the way he presented it to her was like, break up with me or stop eating off my plate, right? Because that's pretty much what he said. I'll let you move in, but you can't do this anymore. You hear me, young lady? And then she came. Now, this is a behavior trait for her. It's some weird coping mechanism, or it addresses something underlying for her. So it's her power move, right?
Mhm.
So that's just her way. So she suppressed it for 30 days. It still was her way though. Like it's something that, like people who treat their emotional distress with food, or treat their emotional distress with exercise, or something like it's
Yeah.
their way. So you can have as much willpower as you want to until you learn a way to deprogram yourself, you're not going to win. So she goes in here. She's like, I want the relationship. He doesn't want me to eat off his food. I'm not going to do it. It worked for a little while. Then it failed. At that point, Buddy should have been like, look, we talked about it. I told you that this really bothers me. You said you understood. You still did it after that. Then you agreed that you weren't going to do it again. Here you are again. I can see this is an ongoing issue between us, and it's really, really messing with me. So I think it's best that we go ahead and end this now. That's where off-ramp was. But he chose to put a lock on the refrigerator. Just break up with her, man. Just break up with her. Just let her go. Let her go be free, eating off other people's food. Let her do it. Go.
Or let's just make it just plain and simple. Dude, you dated a beaver. You didn't know until the last second. Now you can move on with your life.
And she dated a latent serial killer.
What?
It's just as big a jump as what y'all saying. You can turn her into a rodent.
I didn't say it was a
saying-
beaver. Marlon said a beaver. I said she just needed.
But he shows behavior traits that I find to be extremely toxic and damaging.
He does show a
I mean, he
bit
went
of
too
a-
far with the lock on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
He messed up before that. Like the warning sign.
He
started
should have
coming
never
up before
asked
that.
her to move in. That I wouldn't
I
have done
agree.
that.
I agree,
Everything about,
Tracy.
all his moves were about power moves.
Yeah, because
Except for
that's not a
But
power
would we
move.
accept this if the woman, like, let's say, for example, I was the one in a relationship. Okay. And I got this beautiful house. And I say to some guy, Denzel, Idris, whoever, if you, Marlon, I said it. But if I say, okay, it really bothers me when you eat off my food, I'll let you move in, but you cannot eat off my food. Same
Why
situation.
would you have that even conversation?
Because he's eating off the food.
Because he's eating off my
No,
plate.
if it's that big a deal where if you keep eating off my food, you need to get the hell out of my house before you're in my house.
Before,
Don't
yeah,
let them come in your house.
exactly.
I mean, why would you do this to
But
yourself?
because
It's
for a
just
month she
stupid.
wasn't doing it. For a
Yeah.
month she wasn't doing it. And
She
then
didn't do
got
it
But I'm
after
saying
she moved
different
in because
things.
she was
Maybe
under
he's
threat of
maybe he was
consequence,
dumb and thought moving in would change her. Which again, why you letting people
which was
move into you?
manipulative.
Well,
That-
okay, then if he thought that, he
But
was
it's
dumb.
his house. He gets to set the rules. As dumb as they are,
That's dangerous thinking, in my opinion. Because
whoever
somebody,
it comes to
somebody-
be the boss.
that's some
Even you
dangerous
have to sit
thinking in
there
my,
and say
my
a
opinion.
girlfriend is a girlfriend and you can move on anytime you want to. Now, if it was a wife,
A wife is totally
you can't
different.
no longer say, this is my house, my
No, y'all
room,
equal.
everything
Nope.
else. But a girlfriend, and I don't even
That's
know if the
totally
video, and the funny thing about it is, did the video even say how long they was dating?
I don't know.
He said under a
Like, was
year.
it really long or
I
something?
don't think it was long.
No, it wasn't long. They
Under a
just
year.
moved
You
in.
gonna move in together, dummy. Dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have moved in. But the reason why I keep saying
No,
it sounds
not
kind
at
of like
all.
dangerous thinking is because if you're going to be in a relationship and you've decided to be in a relationship, how can you have a healthy relationship where the one person is always sitting there like, hey, yeah, but my name on the lease, baby. So anytime I feel like
It's
it, you get the
a
hell on.
difference
That is
between
not a
No.
relationship.
it's
that
a
is hard.
difference between a husband and a boyfriend.
That need to stay single. I'm just like,
No, because
okay.
when you're my husband, now I'm your equal. If I'm just your girlfriend, I ain't got no.
no,
I
you're
don't have
not
no.
equal because we're in a relationship together.
No, not
No,
till
You are
not
my
till the
equal.
ring is on my finger.
You are my equal because you're in a relationship with me. I don't date down and I don't date up. We are equals. Now, once you get a marriage in there, now there's a contract, there's a lifelong commitment, there's all this stuff going on. You're still equal.
I
It's
agree
just
with
now
the
the
marriage.
assets are now treated differently.
Let's hold off. Let's
But
hold
it-
off on a more talk. Let's hold off on a more talk because surprisingly enough, everything
another
we're
crazy.
saying goes right into this next video. This probably be the last video for the hour. So thank you because it means less work for me next week. So this right here, I guarantee you everything that we've said on just this, the food, and I'm sorry, I'm no longer allowed to say the B word again. So
Beaver?
yeah, I'm not allowed to say that.
What's wrong with a beaver? It's a noble
Because
animal.
because it's a double entendre. It means something else.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Oh, it sure does. I forgot about
It
that.
does, but that's not what you're talking about. The
Right.
beaver is an
So I'm
animal.
gonna go. So everything that we just said is gonna fit into this next story. Fierce,
an animal.
no, we're not. So here we go.
That's like
It's
saying
a
you can't
wild
say the word
ride.
red.
Will you stop? It is a wild ride.
Context.
Oh, my God. Next video.
over Zoom. While under normal circumstances, I would try to communicate my feelings to my wife, but I'm at my wits' end for how to handle the situation, as I've exhausted all of the typical conflict resolution means. Being a teacher, I'm currently giving lessons over Zoom. I recognize that studying math over Zoom isn't the most exciting thing in the world for students, and I can barely get them to even pretend to be interested in my lessons when we're in the classroom. But they've done an admirable job of staying focused. My wife is making it extremely difficult on my end, though. Several months ago, when my lessons began, I went from working long hours to being at home all day. Unfortunately, my wife doesn't seem to understand that while I'm at home and while I can occasionally help out with a chore or two, I still have actual work to do. Between lesson prep, grading, and meetings, my schedule is quite full. The first time she interrupted my lesson, she abruptly opened the door to the room where I was teaching and loudly asked me to do the dishes. This was unbelievably awkward, as I was in the middle of teaching 3 dozen 10th graders geometry. I told her we would talk about it later, but not being deterred, she asked if this was a yes or a no. I said it was a yes, but I was in the middle of a lesson. Without a word, she closed the door. I got some chuckles from the students, but a bit of red-cheeked embarrassment was the extent of the damage. The next time, 2 days later, she again barged in holding a pair of my pants that I left on the floor of our bedroom. She loudly stated, "You need to pick up after yourself." This time, before responding, I muted my mic and turned off my camera, telling her that I was in the middle of a lesson. Again, she walked away without a word. At this point, I moved my setup into the basement of the house so I could avoid further interruption. Since my basement looks like it probably has a few dead bodies buried in it, my students have begun calling me Basement Dad, which is endearing. But I would rather teach in a room where I'm not going to get asbestos in my lungs. The trouble really began when I started locking the door to prevent interruptions. My wife will begin by rattling the door a few times, followed by pounding on it. Then she'll groan loudly and say something negative about me. After that, I can hear her walking around the house slamming doors. A few weeks ago, she was literally jumping up and down, stomping her feet in the room above mine. In the first months of these online lessons, I set up a hotkey to mute my mic and disable my camera instantly when needed. And luckily, my reflexes honed from Counter-Strike in my teens has paid off. But there's been a few times when she's sneaked in an embarrassing moment for me. Every time I've patiently explained to her that I need complete quiet to teach my lesson, she says, Yeah, okay. Then, in the next lesson, without fail, she'll find something new to complain about and throw a tantrum, trying to humiliate me in front of my students. While my mute game is on point, students have recognized that something is wrong. One of my 9th graders even sent me an email asking if everything was okay. I had to make up a lame excuse about needing to mute my mic because of a sudden grinding noise that happens in my old basement. There's no way she bought that. Since I'm unable to go out, unable to even enter the school grounds, and have no place to go to avoid my wife, I'm unbelievably anxious when I teach. I've tried talking to her calmly, and I even tried to get angry at her. How can I even approach this kind of problem?
Yo, one of y'all go first, because I got this one.
I'm gonna let one of the ladies go.
She messing with his money. If she had her dang on mind, how she think she gonna eat and that teacher gets fired? Let's just say she just keeps doing it. The students are gonna make fun of him. They're gonna lose respect for him. She's messing with his money. Girl, Bob.
That's his wife, though.
She's messing with his money.
No,
Yes,
it's their money. It's their money.
They money, his money. She's messing with the money of the household. If he gets fired, what he should do is take a day off of school, show up at her job with her dirty clothes.
No job.
Double them.
He doesn't have one.
No, he didn't say she didn't have a job.
If you got time to harass me all day, you ain't got no job.
Uh-huh.
She should show up at her job dump all her clothes out. Be like, when you gonna wash these? When you gonna wash these? She wrong. She clearly the wife is the a-hole. Clearly.
Oh boy.
Anna, I'm gonna let you go, and then Theus, cause
Once again, we have a person with a problem.
Yep, she got a problem. Bamming on the doors. Girl, bye.
Got me a jumping up and down on the floor. You're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me. I'd have left the mic unmuted. You would have heard. Dum, 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 dum. What the hell wrong with you?
Anna, go ahead.
There's 2012 things wrong here, okay? And they're all with her. She need help? I don't know if this is... Did we get that this is a recent problem? Is it just because of the pandemic kind of thing?
Yes, yeah. It sounded like it was the earlier version of it because he sounded like he said he just left the school to go.
I would go back to the school to get away from her. I'd be like, nah, could y'all open
Well,
the
that's
school
what
back
I
up?
mean. With
Don't
the way
put the
he was,
students in there. Just let me teach from class.
well, the
Yeah.
way he was sounding was that this was the earlier stage of shutting down because he said something to the fact that he can't even go back to the school. So that sounded like the earlier version of the pandemic where when they shut down everything.
Just... I am unqualified. Sorry. I do not have a degree in social
Idiocy.
psychopathy. Nothing like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
All right. So check this out. All right. So, serious statement, ma'am. Whoever you are, just understand he's only there for the kids.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd leave you. Now, the other part. So this is a wife situation. So can't just break up with him. She kind of I don't like that word. She is unstable on some level and needs to be coddled, and she needs attention when she feels like she needs attention, because she's probably the kind that don't need nan bit of attention from him no other time but when he's otherwise occupied. Then when it occurs to her that she wants to just see him or interact with him, she's toxic in her approach, right? And she's very dismissive of his career, doesn't even view it as being real teaching because he's not at the school. There's no way to bridge that gap. There's no conversation you're going to really have with her, or you have to have the conversations, but they ain't gonna get you nowhere, right? Best case solution is you go ahead and you do the thing where you can do like a virtual office where you can go get you one of those. I can't remember the name of the companies, but there's a couple different companies that let you rent a space for a couple hours a day, and you can do your thing from there. But now you're using extra money coming out of your house when you had a perfectly good house to use. So she gonna say that too.
That's
She gonna
on the assumption that they're open too. Like I said, this is at the beginning of the pandemic.
that's true. During COVID, there was nowhere to go. So yeah, so we got all that. So basically, situation is very simple. All right, dude. Is this the type of relationship that is healthy for you and her? I'm probably going to say the answer to that is no.
And the kids.
Right. Now, if there's kids, like I said, he's probably only there because of them. He's just counting his time until her little toxic, till they grown enough that he can leave her toxic behind. But till then, this is the situation he's in. But my thing is this: if she is going to be dismissive of you and make your life very uncomfortable, If you're not ready to divorce her, then you just got to go ahead and do the same thing. You got to step up and be just as toxic and
That's
terrible
what I'm
towards
saying.
her. If the relationship is this bad, you're not
Meet-
saving anything. Let's
Meet
go
petty with
nuclear.
petty. I mean, aren't they just
Sometimes,
gonna
you
turn
know,
that
I
into
know I
a?
was taught turn the
The
other
best
cheek, but
answer-
sometimes
The best answer is not to return petty for petty because it only escalates. It
Right.
only
Right.
escalates.
Right.
But that's when you have to do, to me anyway, you do the math. Is this a relationship I even care to save? Right?
Yeah.
Now, if it's not, then why should I continue to be the only one miserable here? Okay. So that doesn't mean that I get up and when she's taking a shower, I purposely go into the bathroom and flush the toilet just to be an ass. I'm not saying that type of stuff. But I'm saying
that's a good one, though.
No. But I am saying you no longer cater to her feelings. You don't have to go all out to be any particular way. But I can guarantee you, because his way of addressing it was, okay,
Good ball gag with. Mm-hmm.
that's an approach.
That's illegal.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so she want to be like that. So you're going to do everything you can. You're going to walk on eggshells. You're going to make sure you put up all your clothes because that's something she's pointed out. You're going to make sure the dishes are done before you even go to work. So that's what you do. All right, you're going to do all the things that she continues to nag you about just to shut her up. See, before you did nice things because you cared about her. Now you do nice things so she don't talk to you, right? That's the evolution of this relationship that he's in. It ain't working though. So you keep doing all the things. You do as they say. You take the bullets out the gun, as they say, right? You got to take them out so you got less things coming at you. Cool. But now, every time she does something that gets on your nerves, don't pretend it didn't happen. Pull her card right there.
That's why I said she
Right.
show up at her job and be as annoying to him as she is to him, or be annoying as to her as she is to him.
Okay.
If she don't know technology, unplug everything.
All
Hide
right.
her credit cards. I mean, I hate to be petty, and I was ready to turn the other cheek, but dang, lady.
I say go to war.
Everything y'all say is agreeable.
Well,
True
not
that.
Mickey's as much because that's illegal.
Yeah.
If you don't know it happened, it ain't legal.
No, it's still illegal.
Yeah, because she
It's
could be
still
one of those
illegal
smart
to
aleck.
tie someone up against their will.
Against
and
their
gag
will?
them. That is still
Then
illegal.
what happens if she's into that type of thing? Then she's gonna be
Then it's-
asking for it all the time.
But then it's consensual. But that was not the premise.
No,
here.
and I mean
This was
she's asking
go
for
tie
it
her
when
up.
he's in a school lesson. Tie me up like you did last night. No.
She upstairs just jumping on the floor. Tie me up. Tie me up.
That would have been the best day of any student's year.
This is the deal. And it was
What
something that
he
he
said.
said. It was something that he said that just kind of irked me for a second. The first situation, I'm going to hold the conversation with you with the whole, are you going to wash the dishes or not and everything else. I am going to politely say, look, dear, you can't barge in here. I'm working. Whether you think I'm working, whether your thoughts of me working like this, it's irrelevant. I get my paycheck being online with these students. So you can't barge in. What can I do so this doesn't happen again? And you tell me everything that happened and blah, 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 and everything. And I will make sure to go out of my way to make sure that it's done. So you do not barge in because, sweetie, you cannot barge in while I'm at work. I am at work. Regardless if you think I'm doing it online, it's not work. It is. I'm still getting paid for doing what I'm doing right now. Now, I know me. And I know when you come in the next time with the pants talking about you need to pick up after yourself. Okay. I hear you. But I'm in the classroom. You're going to walk out and you're going to huff. When I'm due with class and I see you next, the first thing that's coming out of my mouth in a very loud, irrational way is, woman, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because nobody in their right mind do this bullshit like you're doing. Now, I've asked you kindly the first time, and best believe this is the volume of my voice from this point on. So, yeah, you go ahead and over my head while I'm in the basement. We do take breaks as a classroom, and I'm coming upstairs, and we're going to have this loud discussion again. So, once again, you don't know what I did at my house. So I'm going to kindly say, look, either you can act like you got some sense, or I'm going to go to Lowe's and get some rope. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do with it. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do. I'm just telling you, you can use your imagination on the next time you disturb me in any kind of way, shape, or form. Because Tracy hit it right over the head. I don't care if he jumps off. I don't care. Tracy hit it right over your head. You're messing with the household money.
Sure are.
And I don't know if you don't give a damn or not, but that's fine. I care. I have
this
bills
is the voice
to pay.
from
I have
above,
food to put on
Marlon. You
the
are
table.
wrong. Marlon, you are wrong.
I ain't saying what I'm going to do with the rope. I'm not telling you what I'm doing with the rope. I'm just saying I'm going to go to Lowe's and get an abundance amount of rope.
Run, Foxy, run.
I taught you better than
You're
this,
exactly
Marlon.
right. I'm going to go play. I'm going to go get rope to play double dutch. If that's the way you feel, is what I'm going to do with the rope. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing with the rope. I'm just going to have you up all night trying to figure out the next time you want to start tap dancing on the floor above my head. You may want to think twice.
That rope is disturbing.
The rope should be disturbing.
Run,
It is
Foxy,
very
run.
disturbing, Marlon. Very, very disturbing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Have done that kind of thing in my first marriage because he ignored me when we was alone, and I made sure. Now, Susan, for a second, I actually thought about that, and I'm gonna try to keep this close because
I
we
didn't
at the
follow
end
the
of
last part of it.
it was just the first part of it. So whatever else there was, whatever she could. I think the deal is that did roll through my head is that it also could have been on the wife's part, and I'm not saying anything that she did was right. We've already established what she was doing is wrong. But dude, what kind of time are you giving to her after?
Man, please. Man,
Ain't nobody trying to give her no
Take that
time.
shit on somewhere else. He can ignore her all day long.
Because Thea's just like you said, everybody wants to look at the end result and paint the whole picture.
Yes.
Just like nobody needs to look at the point of the problem and think there was not something that was leading up to that problem.
But Marlon, what part of all of this made sense for her to do while he teaching a class?
And ain't you just sitting here egging them on? Stop doing that.
There's no contributing factor I could come up with for while I'm in the middle of math class to come in and talk about you didn't put your pants up.
That is our first.
I told you to fold these pants up. How hard is it? Step out the pants, fold the pants, put the pants where they're supposed to go. How hard is it? Okay, I get that. Fuss at me at 3:30 when I get off. But it's 10:15 in the morning.
But he did say between grading papers and teachers' meets that he didn't have time for her.
That might be
she's
true.
still an
They got an
idiot.
unhealthy relationship, and she may be feeling neglected, and she wants some attention. And some people, at a certain point, negative attention is just as good as positive attention.
She didn't have to do all that, though.
I'm with it. But if that's where they are, they need counseling because Molly, you left your pants on the floor and your socks. I got pants and I got socks.
A sock.
Hey, if you don't take your behind some,
Well, at least she didn't say dirty drawers.
well, that is true.
I mean, give her credit for something. She didn't
You're
say.
right. She did not. That is right. Let's give her she gets a star on the board for that one.
Because that would have been like, we can.
Yeah, that would have been next level right there. I can smell your drawers from around the corner. How you can't smell them?
I'm sorry, Marlon.
Okay, if that is the case, that's on you, dude.
But according
Nobody
to
should
Marlon's
be able
theory,
to go. I'm taking this all the way from the wife. No,
stinky underwear, according to Marlon's
you're not
theory,
gonna have me. You're not gonna funk up my whole house while you down there talking to your students. No.
Yeah, you do got to wash your own underwear. You
Come
shouldn't
on
be
now,
responsible
for real.
that.
because she I get it, but it's class time.
I don't. So you gonna leave me up in this biohazard mess while you in the basement breathing basement air, which is still cleaner than what you got me up here breathing? No,
He only down there because you ran him down there.
No, we're gonna have this out, buddy. No,
That's right. You're right. Let me stay upstairs with the central heating and air and my stinking drawers. You come on down here in the basement with the wet and the dampness and the rats. So you come on down here. I'll go up there. You right, baby. You are right. I'm gonna go upstairs and I will suffer and learn my lesson. Make me sit in my mess and learn my lesson, baby. You go downstairs. Go downstairs where it's better. It's so much better where I was. But make sure you move your feet. Okay, don't let your feet sit still for too long. Move them occasionally because something might bite you. But can you go ahead and calm down?
we're going on to the next hour. So to everybody, 3 minutes to reboot and refresh. And we will come back into the second hour. We will come back into the second hour with Real or Nah and Foxy's videos of the week. And I may let everybody know how much 25-foot rope cost at Lowe's. So stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I always stay dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free,
what kind of roll? Boiled Jordan's the best. It's not gonna get that at Lowe's. So what you need to try is that just a month though. They got something including silk rope. Okay. Welcome back.
If you really care about her, you'll get hemp rope because it's good for the environment.
Okay.
True. Thanks, Theus.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to Saturday Night Vibe. This is our second.
Well, don't do it, Marlon.
I won't. I guarantee you that I won't. So this is the second half. We're going to go into it, but of course, as always, we're going to have to go ahead and pay those bills.
It's not
Please
a
don't
race.
forget that Radical Truth to Power will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our normal hours. Please do not forget to go to Patreon.com/TracyMediaLLC.com. Help support Tracy with everything that she's involved in. Please do not forget to go to Patreon.com/ComplexMind. Help support Theus Robinson with everything that he's contributing to just about every doggone thing. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Radical Truth to Power, exactly the way it's spelled. Capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. And as always, please do not forget to go to AnnaHarborellia, etc.com. Learn something that you should know and may be too late to learn. And as always, oh, well, and that's it.
You know, it's never too late to learn, people. You learn. And Marlon cheated. He
When it
breathed at
comes to
least
Borelli,
twice.
etc.
Marlon, you breathed at least twice, brother.
Yeah, please
I'm
breathe.
getting there. I'm getting
No,
there.
don't
We
go
like
too.
we
It's
like
not a race.
breathing.
Just take your time. Well, don't go too slow. But you know, it's not a race.
I'll try to get it. As always, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button if this is the kind of content that you enjoy. And as always, if you do subscribe, please do not forget to hit that little bell to notify you of all our new content, which is going to be a lot more, because if you're not able to watch our 2.5, 3.5 hour shows, I have taken it upon myself to split our shows up so you can look at it in bite-sized pieces. But again, you have to hit that notification bell to know when I drop something. Also, keep in mind that even if you're not able to watch the show live, you are able to leave comments after the show, which will help the show also, because why? I have no idea, but it does affect the algorithm of YouTube. So
The
let's
more
just go ahead.
interaction a channel gets. Yes.
Okay.
Any interaction.
And of course, if you're on this show, please do not forget to hit that like button. Let everybody know that we are live right now. And if anybody knows a good price on rope, let me know. Real or not.
I'm not letting you know.
Literally the only reason I'm putting this video up. And like I said, I'm 50-50 on it, but it's sort of my twisted thought of 50-50 on it. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video. I'm going to let everybody speak, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm 50-50 on this situation.
School is starting again, and that means that we once again need a nanny. Please read all of these requirements. You need to have a master's degree. You need to have a master's degree or higher so that our 5-year-old and 7-year-old will be intellectually challenged. I have a feeling this woman's family is indeed intellectually challenged. And no, your Bachelor of English doesn't mean that you're smart. Sorry! You must be between 24 to 28 years of age to keep up with the activity level of our kiddos. And please plan to have your own housing. Do not assume that you will be staying with us. Yes, we do have an extra room, but the privilege is earned, not assumed. We need you from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday, and the pay will be $18 daily. Plan to bring snacks or other food for the kiddos because our cabinets will be locked during the day while we work. You'll also need to bring educational materials such as workbooks, as we do not keep anything like this at home. Thanks.
I think we've seen this one before.
We haven't,
I
but
don't
I
think
see
so.
why. But I will see why you would say that, Tracy.
Yeah, because wasn't a similar one that was trying to be like a overworked people didn't pay anything?
That was a lawn care lady.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going $18 a day. Like she doing some kind of favor. Like this is real. This is real. This is Karen. Karen needs a nanny for her children. This
A
is
little
real.
hellion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's real. I think it's real stupid.
Mhm.
So
Hi-yo!
it is real though. I think it is. You know,
Sorry,
man.
I was a little slow on that.
You were
Sorry,
slow, man.
I was a little
You
slow
were
on that.
slow,
one.
man. But anyway, yeah, I can see this being real. So basically, what she wants to have is a young. She didn't say attractive, so that's good. And she didn't say it had to be a girl or a boy, so that's good. But basically, she wants a drug addict out on their luck, living on the streets that has a master's degree.
She wants Charles in charge. That's what because even Charles in charge lived at the house.
He ain't had no
But
master's
Nikki
degree.
said I did show up before. I knew that last half would be there before he showed
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I know I've seen
I don't
this
remember
one.
showing it on the show, but here's why I'm 50-50 on it. Do I think this one is real? No. No. I don't care how caring you are. I don't care how elite you are and everything else. I don't think anybody's just going to be crazy enough to go, I want all this stuff with your bachelor degree and your material and your food, and you going to come and drive here, drive back, and all
Masters.
these
$20
hours
a
and
day.
everything for $18 a day. I don't believe that. But here is my caveat. I think this is a parody on some of the ones that were real. And that's what I said. This one went too far because you kind of missed me with the $18 a day. That's the one that just throw me like, nah, come on, let me be. But it was a parody on the real ones where, and we'll pay you everything, and we'll pay you $120 a week. Knowing doggone well that always comes to like $3.25 an hour to take care of your little ignorant kids and all this other stuff in your house, but you got a room. You ain't staying in that room, but we have. See, and this is
why do you have to say we got a room?
Yeah, that privilege is
I got a
earned.
room, but you ain't staying in that room. You're gonna have to earn the room, and somehow I'm gonna have you do all this stuff and earn it on $18. So, woman, this is why I said it went too far, because let's make it realistic. $18 a day means I will be losing money, not making money. I have to put gas in the car to come to your house. I have to find the material to teach your kids. You want a master's degree. You think I don't already paid off my students' nose? I doubt it. You want me to bring the food to feed your little rats because you got food in the cabinet that got locked up like I'm going to steal your food.
Well, you're his girlfriend.
Organic raisins, you can have them. Feel free. It was just unrealistic. But these are parodies of real people who really think I want the most out of giving you the least. And you should be privileged just to drive to my fancy house. You are privileged to see my fancy cars, even though you're never going to drive it.
You're the help
to come in to see all my fancy pictures and my fancy furniture. And you know, people like this, my little angels could never do wrong.
I figured it out, Marlon.
Privileged to help raise them.
Because I'm not.
Here's the math. All right. So earlier we were talking about the guy who brought his girlfriend in and he put a lock on the refrigerator. Now, what if the guy was really dating the nanny and the nanny was eating bites out of all the food?
Because she
So
was hungry
then
for work.
he had.
And so she had to lock the cat.
So not only did he have
Oh
to
my
break up with
God.
his girlfriend / nanny, but it was because he put locks on everything, and she broke that rule too.
So she was eating bits and pieces out of the cake because she was hungry from working all them hours.
$18 a day and trying to take care of his little bad child.
Those are connections that are
It
just
all comes together.
That's sad.
You sure you're not smoking anything, Theus,
And his
right?
mother, who lives across town, she keeps getting called out for driving around the neighborhood and accusing neighborhood kids of being illegal immigrants that should come cut her lawn.
You
And
should
who-
write stories.
And his auntie likes to go to various restaurants and try to convince the owners
There
that
we
they
go.
actually are poor and do
I
nice
knew
things
it.
for them.
Right on time, boy. You're good. Right on time.
It all comes together.
Foxy's videos of the week.
Nose away from there. Catch your nose away from there. My dog's trying to steal my dinner. Mm.
Oh,
See, that's the dog will come and knock on the door saying, "What you gonna do with the pants? You leave your pants all around the place."
Yep,
That's the kind
leave
of
your pants
dog.
on the bed. So,
That's the dog that start tap dancing over your head in the basement.
That's a dog that can detect my heart rate and whether it's too slow. And
That's
she'll
the
tell me
dog
to
that's gonna
sit down.
keep that on. You do your job,
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
but you are the one that come and you gonna wash the dishes or what? But anyway,
That's
So we're
probably a
gonna go
little
ahead-
Yorkie Terrier.
don't please, Anna, don't do that. I can't stand little yup dogs. I'm
Me
sorry.
neither.
you don't want a chihuahua?
No, I
No.
don't. No,
They're
mm-mm,
so little
no.
and cute.
They so little and loud.
My aunt just got one, and guess what? She named it
Chihuahua.
Eric.
I never would have guessed that in a million years.
I don't know that I've
Maybe.
ever known of a dog being named Eric.
Right?
That is literally it's 2021, 22. It started in 21.
That's
when
a dog
they
that goes to
started
private
naming
school.
dog- Wait a minute, it could have been 2022. But I know it happened in 2021 when they started naming animals. So they just dogs, cats, birds, everything.
What about squirrels, Marlon?
Nobody has a pet
They're
squirrel.
animals.
Okay.
I raised a squirrel
But for the
back
people
to
who
the
the
wild.
people who just have dogs and cats and
Cats,
birds,
yeah, regular pets.
regular pets
Fish are regular pets.
and fish.
Mhm.
But anyway, the point is they're starting to name them human names. It was just like Eric, John, Fred, Susan.
So we
Catherine.
just
You
They're
go.
never
naming
heard of
them-
Percy the dog? People name their dog Percy. Clifford the dog.
Clifford, yeah.
Clifford's a real
Big
name.
red dog.
No, we just were. I guess we were just hood because we just called our dog Dog. It was
No,
like,
that's
okay,
terrible.
dog.
That's
That's
terrible.
terrible.
Okay,
Don't
dog.
you tell nobody else that don't you do that.
I mean, the dog had a name, but I was just like, here, dog, come here, doggy. I never called the dog by its like actual name because I never could remember it.
Poor dog. He thought everybody was talking to him.
So you didn't actually name the dog.
It
You
wasn't
just
my
called
dog.
the
It was my
name.
brother's dog.
Tracy.
What
So
was
the
the
dog's name was not Dog. The
No.
dog had a name, and you
I just
couldn't
didn't-
remember it, so you named it.
I just called the dog Dog.
They be like, hey, I want to introduce you to my wife Karen. And then he'd be like, oh, hey, lady. No, my name is Karen. No, lady.
Hey,
How you
hello,
doing, lady?
People and animals are not the same.
I could never go to a meet with you.
You sure couldn't.
Hey, everybody, this is human male. Human male,
Hey.
this is the board. Board,
Person.
this is a human male.
I would
Person
never do
one,
that to a person.
Person
I
one,
would just be
person
like,
three.
that's a person's name I can't remember at the moment. I've done that several times.
Hi, person whose name I can't remember at the moment. How are you today?
People come up to me all the time. Hey, Tracy. I'd be like, okay, I know I should know you, but like right now, your name is just not coming to me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I never
Yep.
try to be like, oh yeah, what's happening? No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just break your spirit right up front.
No, because
Hey,
it's
Tracy. Hey, I don't know who you are.
no, because why am I gonna sit there and lie to
Forget
you?
your name.
You just forgot. I just forgot their name. I remember faces. It's just names. I
I
can't.
don't retain names for nothing.
I'm
I
like,
don't-
I don't
I'm not gonna
retain
sit there and
names, but
pretend I
would
know you.
politely say,
your name when I
"Hey,
know I
how
don't
you
know
doing?
it.
I can't remember your name. Can you let me know again so I won't forget?"
But you only got one shot at that, though, Marlon. Like-
Well, and that's true because at that Anna, because at that point in time they've given your name twice.
Or at least 2 occasions.
This is why
you
everybody
know?
should just wear name tags. That way
What?
we wouldn't forget.
Oh my goodness, Tracy!
Oh my
no.
Everybody should just wear name tags.
What about those of us who have bad eyesight? So now we walking all up on you, all in your personal space. Is that Tracy? Trey?
name tags?
Okay, put our
Hey,
name on a
T.
t-shirt.
Yeah, put our names on
Tracy-
t-shirts. I am
Tracy
Tracy.
Bates.
Well, the deal is, Tracy, there are some people who don't want to wear name tags
They don't want
because
to.
that is against their constitutional rights. They have a medical exemption from it. It is not law, and they should be able. It's a HIPAA violation that they're wearing name tags.
You could make up a name, you know. You could like.
Yeah,
write-
but like you got a nickname, but it's like your real name is Harold, but you like to be called Jack for some reason.
Okay, walk around with
Well,
a
I
name
hope
tag
that they
says
filed
Spooky.
for a fictitious name exemption because otherwise they are now in violation of whatever weird law Marlon just came up with.
Yeah.
That says you gotta have your name on your shirt.
You are in violation of my constitutional right under the constitutional 3/34/11
and
of the
ask-
privacy of protection of my name.
In the book of Jonathan in the Patriots Bible.
Here we go.
oh no.
I still can't believe that's a thing.
But going back to it was a thing that people started going away from the cutesy
Bingo.
cuckoo and
Benji.
Pingo and everything else, and they
Yes.
just like
Real
they just
name,
went straight
Kang.
to, I'm gonna look at this dog. You look like a Dave. I'm gonna name him Dave.
People.
What was the dog's name on Family Guy?
Brian.
Brian.
Thank you. Could not
Brian
remember.
was but Brian was a dude that walked on all twos and actually held a conversation.
Scooby-Doo
Brian.
held
Brian was an
conversation.
example of this.
Scooby-Doo
He
ain't never
did.
carried on a
Brian had
conversation.
girlfriends.
Scooby-Doo carried conversations. Yes,
Scooby-Doo
he
did not carry on conversations. He'd be like,
Well,
that's
Tracy,
just fine.
and his name was Scooby Doo.
But it was Charles Scooby the Doo.
Where did you get Charles
His-
from?
Where you get
They
Charles?
just
from?
never use his first name. He liked to go by his second.
That
by his
was
middle name.
Shaggy's. His name wasn't really Shaggy. Scooby-Doo's name was Scooby-Doo.
Says who? Did you see his AKC records?
I got to go that far on a cartoon to violate that the man's first name was Charles.
That was somebody's fur baby.
No joke about that, because literally there is a fur baby of Scooby Doo. I guarantee it.
Are you talking about the pup named Scooby Doo? That was a good
That's
cartoon
right.
series.
Sometime I'll tell you Saki's whole name.
Scooby-Doo.
I was like a teenager when that came out. Why would I watch that?
That was a
Because you
fun
eat
show.
cereal.
That and the Flintstone Kids. Man,
Cereal is a
Because
food.
you still eat cereal. Why would you not watch
And
Scooby
cereal
Doo?
is a good, nutritious, quick snack / dinner / breakfast /
Nothing nutritious
lunch.
about no cereal. What kind of cereal you eating? Oats,
Special K sometimes. Raisin Bran Crunch.
Raisin Bran and Raisin Bran Crunch ain't healthy.
It tastes good.
It's healthy than eating some like Sugar Smacks, you know, Frosted Flakes.
I can do Frosted Flakes.
They ain't healthy though.
No, it's
All
so
of it's
far
wrong
from
'cause it's
healthy, it
floating
ain't even
in
funny, but
milk.
that was the point of it, though.
Yeah, it was
Double
just
problem. It's in milk and it's floating. No.
And we're moving on because I don't even want to get into it. Things that you ain't supposed to say to your wife ever, and the consequences of it.
I hope rope is in the list.
Oh, there's that word again. Consequences.
You know, you're just like your.
Say it.
I will remember.
You're not mad at me.
No,
You're sure.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool, because I thought.
I will remember.
Top of the line, baby. You're gonna love it.
A scale? I will remember. Wow, I lost 5 pounds.
Nice, 25 to go.
5 more to go. I will remember. Cut the grass. You never listen to anything
Hey!
I say.
Relax.
I will remember. These pants are really tight. Did you put them in the dryer?
No, but I can put you on a treadmill.
I will remember.
We're a team. We're a dynamic duo. She's my side chick. Side chick!
I will remember.
Happy Valentine's Day! Because you're hot and steamy.
I will remember.
Why can't you be more like Jimmy's wife?
What?
I said what?
I will remember.
Hi, I'd like to order flowers for my wife. I wanted to say, baby, I love you, and you're the only one for me.
I will. You were right. I was wrong.
Oh, yes! Ah!
I will.
All right, pick a partner.
I will.
Some of those were cute.
so killing your spouse is okay.
Huh?
It's funny.
When did, he, when did he kill
funny.
his spouse?
I did not
Oh,
skip.
her killing him.
Yeah, her killing him. That's
It's
funny.
okay when she kills him. It's bad if it was in reverse because then
Yeah, it's bad
No,
on the
this is that's terrible message
I
to send.
disagree. I disagree on one of them, but I'm gonna let y'all
One.
talk. I'll explain to
I
y'all
mean,
why.
I ain't scared of none of them.
he put an iron. She put an iron on his face. Ha ha
Okay,
ha.
okay. Wait a minute. You got a present, iron as a present. That was stupid.
In the scale.
It's not funny when you portray
On a scale, that
spouses
was
killing each other. It's not funny to me. Maybe because I got experience down that lane and it's bringing up like issues, but this,
Oh, I can
that's
feel you
just,
there. On a serious level, it's all wrong. Now, on a less serious level, yeah, I ain't scared of most of them. I ain't gonna say them, but I ain't scared of most. All right, I'm confused though.
No, I can tell you.
Why
I
did
can
he
tell
die
you what I'm
for
not
ordering
scared of.
flowers?
Say what?
How did he get in trouble for ordering flowers?
she didn't listen to
Because
what
he
he
walked
said.
in on him saying, "I love you, honey. You're the only one for me." She ain't hear the part about he was ordering flowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was okay for her to kill him. What?
We don't know that she killed him.
So he ends up dead in the next
Could be a
clip.
coincidence.
Okay, Tracy.
Could be a
Tracy.
coincidence.
Okay,
Coincidence.
Tracy.
Okay.
The dude died 7 times. It's a parody. We
Of
know
course
it's
it's a parody, but
Not
I
only
just
that, how do we know that she didn't feel threatened and then a house fell on him and then the good witch came and sent her to kill everybody else in his family? How do we know that this wasn't a contract hit? That's all I'm saying.
Here's the deal. Here's the one that I'm just not. Hey, if it happens, it happens. Obviously, Tracy, I don't want it to happen to me because it'll be me that's dead. But here's the one that I totally agree on. If Foxy ever looked at me one time in the 20 years we have known each other, 18 years of being married, and she looks at me and go, "You was right and I was wrong," Yeah, damn right. I'm finna hop on the couch and go, yeah, baby, let's go.
But I'm sure she says that when she knows you're right. I'm pretty sure she does.
No.
Remember, Tracy lives in an alternate reality where women admit when they're wrong. But
to say it, Tracy, not think it. Say it.
No, she would say it out loud. Because if you can't admit you're wrong, you're just gonna end up repeating the same thing.
No.
No.
I'm never gonna say I'm wrong.
It ain't gonna happen. If it happens,
what am I missing?
Here's what
What
happens.
is it that I'm missing?
Tracy.
in the background.
Or I may have misunderstood, but I'm never gonna say I'm wrong because 99.9% of the time I'm right.
She can't give him that. Because she give him that, it's gonna go to his head.
Okay?
Maybe this is why I don't have a man. I keep thinking, okay, say when you're wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna do the opposite now.
But dudes, we oftentimes I don't know. Some dudes are crazy.
Don't be anybody but you.
Me. Like Tracy was talking for her, I'm talking for me. And it took my wife a little while to get used to this about me. I don't argue from a weakened position. So if you point out something that I did was wrong, if I can get at least close to where you are, to where I think, well, maybe that wasn't the best way or right way, and I'm wrong, I will flat out be like, I was wrong. But the problem is, once I say that, I'm done with it. Mm-hmm. Like there's no continuation, right? I'm not explaining how I was wrong. I'm not.
Yeah, you were just wrong.
Why would you let go?
Right.
Yeah, let go. If somebody says, I'm sorry, I was wrong, you're supposed to let it go.
Thank you, Foxy. Thank you. Thank you,
hate
Foxy.
it, though.
It depends. It literally depends on the situation.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
Because I don't owe you.
If you are wrong, whether you are the man or the woman, you need to say you're wrong.
Tracy, hold on, Tracy. What did you just say, Piers?
I said, if I'm wrong, right? We're having a discussion or whatever. I've said my piece, you said your piece, and it comes down to it that you were right and I was wrong. I will say I was wrong. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. That's it.
Okay.
I don't owe you no deep, dark discussion of how I came to this.
Yeah. I was raised like this, so I did this. Nah, blah, 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 blah.
I took ownership of what I did. Mm-hmm. If I do it again, then I guess we have a problem. But I took ownership of what I did.
That's the
We're
only
done.
part I want to
Don't
hear.
you come at me talking about, well, I need to make sure you understand why you were wrong. I ain't your child. I told you I was wrong. It's over.
And you said it won't happen again, so shut up.
It's over.
When you said you was right, come with the same energy.
No, it ain't that. It ain't that. Because I've dealt with this. It's not Foxy. I have dealt with this with women in the past, which is why I'm married to Foxy and not them women in the past. Don't you ever look at me and go, see, that's one of your problems. You keep talking back. Who the fuck is you talking to? You ain't my mama. Who is you talking to?
That would be a cuss out moment right there.
I wish somebody would.
I wish somebody. You got time to do that stuff to be bye. See you. That's breakup. That's breakup stuff on that.
I have issues. I know what the issues is. I'm working on my issues. My issue is never ever going to be talking back to you. Talk back to you. I know who raised me, and I know where she lived, and it ain't you. So I don't know who you talking to right now. I don't know if you have this fantasy that you thought I was like 3'4" and wearing diapers or something. This ain't it, honey. You don't glare over to something else.
You that tall still wearing diapers.
Next time, just put a lock on the refrigerator.
I'm just wondering why you that tall and still wearing diapers. That's a little tall.
I don't know.
Hey, people have incontinence issues.
No, wait a minute though.
It's different.
3 foot. No.
I don't know sizes. I don't.
Just say baby. And we would have been like, oh, okay. But 3'4". I'm like, that's.
I don't know. Either way, wrong place, wrong time, wrong words.
Hey,
Let her go.
Mind your business, bitch.
What the fuck you say?
I said take your black ass inside, eat some chicken or some watermelon, and mind your damn business.
I think you better let her go. Now, I take it you don't want this soon-to-be ass-whipped little bitch pulling on your hair. Take your little ass home. We gonna deal with him.
What are you gonna do?
But first, I'm gonna teach him respect for women, assuming that all black people eat watermelon and chicken. After that, he's gonna understand that although my ass is black, he ain't got the right to signify that shit to me like I didn't already know it. That's gonna be a hard lesson.
Why don't you tattoo him while you're at it?
What do you want it to say?
I have sex with girls, then I got caught and had pictures taken of my tiny penis. And every day I look in the mirror, I will remember how lucky I am just to have this tattoo as my revenge. Thank you.
Oh, come on, guys, come on. I voted for Obama.
What the fuck?
What
the hell is that?
What?
Man, what that some trash ass garbage, man?
I have said
You
again.
done lost Tracy. You done broke Tracy.
What? I'm like, that's Eve, right? Just tell me that was not Eve, because that looked
That
a
looked
lot.
like Eve to me.
That was
I'm
Eve.
like, okay, what show / commercial / after school special was this? What?
It was terrible, wasn't it?
I'm like, this is the ABC after school special. Don't hit women who turned out to be.
I guarantee you that ain't no ABC special after school.
This like took so many things, right? First, like she had
Racism.
She had an English accent that went away suddenly.
Then it came back.
Yeah, and then all the black people are scary. So black people are scary. So make sure you have that in there. And then white men like to abuse white women in public while being racist. There was a lot.
Random black guys just jumping out. And can I just say this? Can I just say this? Let me just say this, though. Let me say this, Marlon. Every race of person that I know likes fried chicken. Can we just stop with this only black people like fried chicken?
Oh, no one says it's only
race.
us. It's just used as a racist stereotype for us.
It's used as an insult.
Fried chicken is
But it's not. Everybody likes fried chicken.
That like
chicken.
Go ahead and go to your little barbecues and your yo and your hey and your hippity hoppity and all that.
Hippity hoppity?
Oh yeah,
the Easter bunnies in town.
Seen it as an insult, and it's always, oh, you like rap music, you like that hey and ho and all. It's basically always.
Man, the acting in there was terrible.
It was terrible.
We go teach you how.
And I didn't even understand what the hell the girl was talking about. We done broke Tracy again. Well, I don't even know what the girl was talking about.
Why
like
we keep
she had a
breaking
whole
Tracy with her mouth open though? This is amazing that we done that twice.
It's her internet's lagging.
I know.
But I just couldn't quite understand. Like, if you gonna
like
beat
the
him
fact that
up,
I keep catching Tracy with.
if you gonna beat him up, why you gonna have a 10-minute discussion beforehand?
Just beat him up.
Just beat him up.
Y'all don't say anything when they do it in a James Bond movie where the villain always tell what he gonna do to the world before he.
Oh, so now she was a villain.
No, she's James Bond.
I'm gonna teach you. And did the English speaking girl suggest that she used to be a man, or did I miss that part?
No, I think she was saying that the dude who was pulling her hair has a micro penis.
I was like,
I didn't understand where the tattoo comes in.
Yeah, what was it? I did it with his tattoo as a symbol. What?
And then why are you letting someone abuse you who has a micro penis? Because I mean, like, as soon as he touches you, you'd be like, shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go ahead and break him all the way down. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree with this. That was the only part about the video that I didn't like.
Yeah, black people walking in gangs.
That's the only part you didn't like.
All black people are like 10 deep in a car, parked on the side of the road
for no reason.
Nothing. We ain't got the car on. We ain't playing music. We ain't doing nothing. We just sitting there waiting for somebody
whose dumb idea was it to write this? Is this a commercial or something?
I'm jumping out now.
Is this a commercial or something?
they at least all the people stuffed in the car were black people. So they could have added an extra racist trope if they wanted to, but they decided to go with black. And so that was nice. That was nice. And then like where all the black people came from, I'm not quite sure.
I don't know, because there was a lot more that jumped out the car. So
and they came out the car, they came around the corner. I mean,
came out the house, came
you know
out
what
the
I'm saying?
garbage can.
Like, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot.
But this is poorly written, poorly acted. Looks like it was filmed on a studio lot. What is it? Is it a show? Is it a
Definitely
commercial?
a stage play. Definitely
It's got to
a
be,
stage play.
because this can't be real. No, it's not a stage play. There's no way. I've seen bad stage plays.
You're
but
about to see one.
Talking about New Jack?
Yeah, New Jack.
Leave New Jack City
That's
alone.
gonna be
It is a classic
horrible.
alone.
It was already a terrible movie. I think
horrible stage play. There is no way you can make New Jack a stage play.
that movie, I knew how it was going to end. I'm like, watch he get killed.
Well, I mean, that's like most movies.
Most movies ain't
The
it? That's why I
dialogue
not
was
watch nothing.
unbelievable.
You might as well not watch nothing. Don't watch no spy
sorry.
films. Don't watch no romantic comedies. Don't watch
No, because some movies
no
don't surprise me.
biographies. No.
Who had watched a James Bond movie and is shocked by the ending?
I've never watched a James Bond movie.
Okay, let me paraphrase it, because I have never watched.
ain't
a
missing
James
none,
Bond
Tracy,
movie,
'cause they all
but I
bad.
guarantee James Bond lives and every villain die.
They don't always die, do they?
Oh, Jaws is the only one that lived.
I thought because they arrest them. Or something. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's like, it was already a terrible movie. Now you going to make it a stage
New Jack
play?
City wasn't a terrible movie.
Terrible! It
New
was
Jack
a
was a good
terrible
movie.
movie.
That's a good movie.
Rockabye Boy, baby, shut up!
It was a dark movie, but it was a good movie.
It was a movie depicting the times that we was living in. It was a good movie.
He had too many people in his circle. Like, dude, you already know what's gonna.
That was realistic. That was literally. I've lived through it. That's
the only movie I've slept through 4
out and
times.
broke
I'm
Anna.
like, I can't watch it. I don't like Friday. I don't like what's that other movie? Love and Basketball. Oh gosh, I'm
I
like,
like Love and Basketball, but I can't go back to it. But you know,
I never.
but they gonna turn into a stage play.
It's hard to take some of your movie recommendations.
I don't like movies in general. In general, I don't like movies.
You know, just
I'm
saying.
already a stage person.
That's
and
fair.
I just, in general, I don't like movies.
I feel you.
The Wicked Witch of the West was a villain.
Of course,
No,
she was
Dorothy and the Good Witch were villains.
That's what I meant. Dorothy was the villain.
No, she wasn't.
And the
How
Good
you
Witch was a
use
villain.
how you use cussing in normal ways. I don't know if I showed this or not. If I have, sorry. If I haven't, congratulations. If I have showed this before, we're gonna see it again.
Black people have the genius to put the curse word after they say the race of the person. Where white dudes, we always put it in front. And if we would just make that little adjustment, we could save so many careers, so many jobs could be saved in the white community if we would just put it after. You never notice that in conversation here, Black Evie? You're like, man, I was standing there, this Asian motherfucker came in, he starts talking about, you don't even hear it. You're just sitting there, oh, what did this Asian motherfucker do? I would love to hear the rest of this story, right? Dude, I would tell the exact same story, right? I'm standing there, right? This fucking Asian comes in, right? Everybody's all like, whoa, hey, easy, Jesus, dude. What year is it, you know? It's like, dude, I just said what he said. I just preempted the fuck. That's all I did. He suggested he's hooking up with people's mothers. I'm not even doing that. It's just a quick, I got it out of the way.
Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, we have seen that before.
Well, we saw, I think, him, but not the puppet, this puppet version. But we've heard this clip. I love Bill Burr. The dude is hilarious to me. The dude is hilarious.
He is right, though. I'm like, dang.
It is right.
I mean,
never
it's exactly
thought of it.
correct. I'm like,
Because
yeah,
it matters.
We put
It matters.
description after the race and not the other way around.
Not only that, but you got to take into effect that there's cultural impacts, right? Like there's some things you just cannot say just because of your background. It ain't fair. But it is what it is.
I don't know
Well-
about that. Ralphie the comedian uses the N-word a lot.
Who? Ralphie May?
I don't know what his name is. He's
Talking about
just,
the big dude, right?
You talking about Fluffy?
Yeah.
No, Fluffy is
it's the
Iglesias.
Latino guy, I
Yeah.
thought.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But Ralphie May is the white, the like trailer park white boy.
Yeah.
But he has a certain level of credibility to let it roll. And plus comics are supposed to be like kind of edgy. But I'm talking about in like what they're depicting is like in the like a normal interaction type of thing.
Oh, yeah,
And-
no.
Yeah. So like if Chad puts the curse word in the wrong place, it's gonna be taken a little different.
Whereas Trayvon
It-
can
it-
put it
okay,
any place
now
he
I get it.
wants
I get
to.
what you're saying.
I'm not saying it's right in either direction. I'm talking about the way they'll be received is a little different.
It depends on, and
And
unfortunately,
context matters.
unfortunately, Tracy, it does. It depends on what your race is, what your
Yeah.
culture is.
There's a
You-
cultural
and
power
it's
dynamic.
no different than saying the black community can say the N-word.
Of
The
course,
white
they can.
community in any kind of way, shape, or form cannot.
That's right.
The same word.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I just did it. Duh. I
Yeah,
just did
it's
it.
the same word. It just depends on the culture that's saying
Yeah.
it.
And like I said, that doesn't mean it's right. Because
Doesn't take the chance it's right.
ideally the word needs to be like dead and gone. But it's not.
But we took a negative word
No.
and then we turned it. Okay, so y'all gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes.
No.
The
That's-
person that doesn't cuss is saying yes.
I've
that
heard
whole
that
thing-
so many times where it's like
Not
we took
Trayvon
a
Martin. I'm
word-
just telling.
we took a word that was used to oppress us, and now we've taken it to show it as a word of love.
No.
No,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
the word is the word, okay? Just because
Yeah.
you want to be ignorant about where it came from and fool yourself into something. And I'm
We
not saying
know-
now, I've used it.
Here's
Here's
the deal. Here's the deal. I don't use that word.
I don't use
I
it
don't
anymore,
want
but
to
I
be
have.
called that. I don't want to be called that word. And everybody that I know respects that. Nobody that I know, when I sit there and say, please don't call me that word, I'm not. My mama ain't raised one. Don't call me that word. And everybody has respect that. Now, on the other end of it, I also have family members and friends who use that word. And that's fine. I'm not going to be a stick in the mud and go, ooh, you use that word. Ooh, don't use that word around me, because I'm not them. If they're used to using it, I'm not going to go that
Yeah,
hard
it's just
with it.
because of what you're
But
used to
just
hearing.
do not call me one.
But see, here's the
'Cause I
funny
don't
thing.
agree
Is
with
it
that.
or both is out?
See, I think that's splitting hairs.
Period.
But
that's
I'm just asking, just so I can clarify.
No,
So
no,
if
but
I
I mean,
slip up and
I'm
say
explaining
it,
to
like
you.
if I just slip up and
I'm
say it,
explaining to
oh,
you that here's the fact that I really think the white community took control over the narrative of the ER compared to the A. No, you know what the word is.
but they
It
have
doesn't matter what the last letter of the word. Like one version of it is weaker than the. No, it's not. It's the same word with the same energy. And you're not
Same
going to
meaning.
call me regardless of how you do it. I don't care if you even change if you change the end of the word.
And, and it's funny, like you were saying. So in our community, depending upon who you are, what your family's role runs as, the word is used with the A instead of the ER, right?
Yeah.
But it's still the same word. It's the exact same word. It's just a matter of phonetics, because you're still saying essentially, whatever. But if this is how you turn it on its head, though. In our community, we use it right and left, and we say, well, it doesn't really matter. It has a different meaning. It can be homeboy. It could be friend. It could be a sign of affection. It could even be an insult, depending upon how we're using it. All these different things, right? And we say that that's okay because we've taken ownership or power on the word. There's no power in the word. The word has never had power. What had power was a social system behind it that could then enforce a change in your status.
I'm gonna disagree with both of y'all.
The word itself Doesn't
I'm
really
gonna
have
use
power.
the word whenever I get feeling like. Well, I'm not gonna do
Well, you
it
go
on
ahead.
this
I'm
platform.
not saying you
Tracy,
can't. I don't
but
do.
here's the
I'm
here's
not
the
policing your
deal, though.
speech. I'm just saying own what it is. You know,
Here's
look
the
right
deal,
at it.
Tracy. You using the word, and by the way, you can use it all you want to. There is nothing about me that's saying, hey, I don't do it. But I can turn it around on you, Tracy. What's the difference between saying that word and me saying cussing?
There's a whole big difference
What-
to me.
what- what is-
Which is
me.
interesting. That is interesting because in my world they're both curse words.
See, to me,
Yeah,
they're not. Because one word, the N word, as we like
Okay.
to call it, I just grew up hearing. I mean,
It's
it was
still a
just
curse word. I grew up hearing the F word.
no.
Not in my
I grew
house.
up with
Nobody
the
in my
F
house
word, I
curse.
grew
And
up with
nobody in
the
my house
D
uses the
word, I
N
grew up
word
with the F
either.
word.
But-
I grew up
Oh
with every
boy,
other
people in
word.
my house
So-
use it all the time. I mean, it was just constant.
Again, I grew up with hearing cuss words, and my mom would never admit this. I knew the majority of my cuss words through my mom. I knew how to use cuss words through my mom.
I'm just saying they're
but
both
I
curse
do
words.
not remember my mom, and I don't think you know what? Come think of it, I don't think she's she has, because but she was highly pissed off, and I understand it. I don't
It's
remember
not
my
like
mom
we
ever
go
using
around
the
using it
N-word as
all
I
the
was
time.
growing up.
You'd be like, N-bomb, please. Or, hey, N-bomb, what's up? It's like the connotation.
The thing is still a curse word.
You saying it?
I disagree. I do
Just
not
like
agree.
the word for female dog is a curse word, right? But it's now more used in common speech. But it's still a curse word. When I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, you call a black woman the B word. Oh, you fighting her brothers, her cousins. It was a real curse word. But now, like I think was it Susan or Mickey, one of them said, well, they've taken the power back, and now they're using it as it's a term of endearment. It's used almost the same way the N word is used. But my problem is this, though. It's the most self-defeating way to take power of something. It really is, because we like to compare ourselves to, for example, the Jewish community. The Jewish community, you say something bad about them, and the weight of the whole country comes down on you, right? But do they ever use the words that were used to demean them as their common vernacular? No, they do not. But the two groups who are fighting for their rights and their privilege and all that are taking the words used to demean them and claiming in a perversely backwards way that this somehow is taking the power back. It's not. You want to use it, that's fine. But I'm just saying, understand what words are and how they work and the social structure behind it. And just because you choose to ignore it doesn't make it different.
And the funny thing about the N-word, which is why I said that the black community is never going to own that word, ever. My opinion, you're never going to own that word. The word was created purely out of hate. Yes. It's a word. It's a word. If you think about it really closely, and I'm not even going to go deep into what I'm saying here, but it was a word that depicted specifically for the black community, starting from the slavery. It was a purpose and a meaning behind that word to break you down, to humiliate you, to degrade you, to make you lesser than. And by the way, the funny thing about it
enforced by law.
And enforced by law. We had to work. Just to get an inkling of a 2% knowledge, just to get the word Negro. Where you think Negro came from?
Well, in general,
and that was depicted for years before we went to black. And then and that's not neither here or there. Then we went to African American. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm black.
That's because we're always searching for an identity. So that's why I don't care, even though I call myself black, I don't care if you call me African American. I don't care if I'm not a big fan of the word Negro, but I'm not going to, get into a huff about it.
Like my grandfather did. He used to call black people colored, and we'd be like, no, that's not what you call
you know what?
But that's because of the time he grew up in.
Yep, that was it. It was like
he
he never going to say anything with color.
We went from N-word to Negro, from Negro to color,
Color.
from color to black.
But on the census, they still have the word Negro. Like if
And
you
that's
take
what
the
it is.
United States
What
census,
census have you looked at?
No, I've seen
the
it
one
say
that I
black.
just recently took
census
had
have
Negro on it.
Black
Thank you,
and
Anna.
non-Hispanic.
No, they have Negro.
Which, by the
Negro.
way,
I ain't see
which,
that
by the
one.
way, thing is,
Am
I
I
don't know why that irks me so much, but it does. It's like non-Hispanic. It's like, why we can't go non-black and then we work our way through that? Why did we go from non-Hispanic?
Because there's a political angle to everything. So being black is anybody who decides to say that they're black. But then that's your racial identity. But then they're going to go under your ethnicity and they do a subheader of Hispanic and non-Hispanic, right? So that's just because on the back end, they're still trying to sort people out, you know, and that's just one of those things that they do. So it's another vestige of us. You're not quite us type of thing. But, you know, welcome to America, right?
Well, I'm sorry, Anna.
the use of language.
The use of language changed with the times. My mother would
both
never
my
curse,
parents cursed all
and
the time.
and my father did rarely. I hear all the cuss words outside. That was the 50s, though, and women didn't swear. And I agree with that because, surprisingly enough, even when I did grow up in the hood as much as I did, the cussing would come more from the male's perspective than the female's perspective.
Well, that's often because men function more out of a perspective of aggression. So we will use curse words just as a part of our normal speech patterns because we typically hold a more aggressive tone when we're talking anyway. So that's one part of it. And then you have the social constructs that are laid on top of women by men that say that this is what's ladylike and what's not ladylike, which is then adopted by women and then perpetuated so that women aren't allowed to curse because if you curse, it's unladylike and all these different things, which is all well and good, whatever. Do what you want to do. You want to curse. If you don't, then don't. Like my whole thing is everybody should do whatever you want to do. Talk however it is that you want to talk, but don't get offended when someone makes you look at what you're doing, right? You don't get to do it without consequence. Right? If you want to walk up and down the streets and be like, yo, my end, and then you come to me and you're like, yo, what's up, my end? And then I don't feel like that day being called your end, then guess what? I'll be like, yo, man, I'm not that. You understand what it is?
And I feel like, okay. And then I just move on.
But that's my deal is my personal preference of I'm not an end. But I also make sure that you understand that I'm not going to have a stick in my butt going, and I don't never want to hear that word in my presence and everything. I'm not that person.
It can depend.
Cringe at it. I do cringe at it. I really do. Because I have friends and family who quite honestly don't care where they say that word at.
Well, I think at any time it's always going to be about picking your battles, right? Because sometimes it's just not necessary. Like I have some young adult family members who are still in that age range, right? They're in their 20s and 30s. So they use that term pretty often, right? I don't go in there and go through a lecture moment, but they know because of the way I carry myself and the way I speak that you don't say that to me, right? But I'm not going to get it. But if we're in like a joking mode and everybody's doing their thing, I'm not going to say a single thing about it because like, yo, do you. You'll just notice that I didn't use the word, right? I don't have to preach to you. Yeah, I don't have to preach to you not to do it, but let you be one of my children. I have authority over. So I don't even allow
my children. All my children are grown, and I don't even allow them to cuss around me.
But that's the point.
And they try to push the boundaries, and I sit there and have told
Wait a
them,
minute, you don't allow them to do what?
No, absolutely not.
There's a level of respect, and there's a difference in roles.
And you're not gonna cuss around me. It's a filter. I don't cuss around my mom.
Yeah, and if I slip, I catch myself and I immediately apologize. And now I'm locked in. All right, watch what I'm saying. Because sometimes I curse in just casual conversation. And I have slipped only in my adulthood, never when I was a kid.
Yeah, because you slipped up as a kid. You knew what was going to happen.
Well, my parents did not. I mean, I got whoopings when I was little. But my parents didn't do corporal punishment, right? And that's why my children, they don't get corporal punishment. But that's my choice on how I raise them. I don't believe that you hit somebody to teach them to behave. That's just not my role. And I look at things and I say, where did we get that tendency from? Where did we get that line of reasoning that says you did something I didn't like, therefore I must strike you to get your attention? So for me, that doesn't flow. And I'm fortunate enough that I was not raised that way past a certain point, so I can look back and see how it was done and different ways to do it. And who knows, my kids might grow up and they might have a badass little boy and they might have to tan his, but I don't know. But as in my house.
So you're not going to beat your little grandson, Theus?
No, I don't need to. Because you know what hurts a kid so much more than a whooping? Making them think.
Oh, I agree. I was being sarcastic.
To tears in a minute, because I'm going to make you sit in it and think it through, and I'm going to make you say it back to me, and we're going to sit here and we're going to work through it. You will wish I would just whoop your behind and let you go on outside and play.
Yeah, I was like,
you ain't doing that. I am here to change behaviors and to expand your thought process. And beating you might change your behavior in relation to me.
In the short term, you just become creative.
Because you'll learn I won't act that way if Theus might catch me. That's what I'm teaching.
You'll just do it undercover.
Right?
You'll just do it when they're not looking.
Right. So that's just my take. But some people just like to beat their kids. They get angry and they feel like, well, this is one way I can teach them the lesson and get this out of my system.
Yeah, they won't go to jail. Like,
I'm going to move on because I ain't even going to get into that. I just, nope.
We know you disagree with us.
And we're waiting on you to move on.
Yep.
Do.
You gonna say you gonna move on, and then
gonna move on and don't never move, and then the show it ran long. Gee, I wonder why.
Oh, come on! Y'all do that all the time. The show went on because Marlon waited 2 seconds.
This is your show. You could cut it anytime you want.
Meanwhile, clock's still running.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't moved on yet.
Mm-mm.
Guess we just stay here for a while. So, Anna, how you doing today?
I'm having fun watching all
We
this.
had fun in game night, didn't we? All those words.
We did. It was fun.
We did. I really liked that game.
As we continue to wait to move on.
We're just waiting.
I hate you all.
No, you don't. You keep inviting us back. It's obvious you don't hate us. Hello.
Last video of the night, Foxy said she enjoyed your political show.
Which one? I'm just asking.
So there was one with the black lady. I think that was last week.
Yeah, everybody loved that interview. Yeah, she was
wonderful.
Really, she was really great.
That was a great show. And this week wasn't bad either with the white dude. I think he was from Ohio. I'm not sure where.
Minnesota.
Oh, yes.
Führer.
And I think he was really good. He talked a good talk.
He answered my questions, which was nice.
And he didn't answer my question though. So
he didn't answer. I just realized that he didn't answer
his question. I remember.
He didn't answer my last question.
I don't think I put it up on the screen because I was just trying to get. So that may have been my fault.
As we continue to wait to move on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and interrupt everybody's conversation. Wow. Because, that's how I was brought up, to interrupt adults. Last video of the night, and this is specifically for Mickey because I haven't done a Mickey video in a long time. So this is for Mickey.
Oh my God! Staples got staples!
Metabolic syndrome. Look, it's a cluster of conditions.
Where the hell y'all think y'all going?
That's a whole bunch of stuff.
I can help you out. First of all,
I know you could.
First of all, Shawty bad. Go ahead, Shawty. Rock that dress, girl. You did your thing.
One more time,
But you broke your
everybody.
shoe.
Don't
So
pay
next time,
attention.
buy a little bit better shoes because your shoes just tore up on you when you were trying to run. But, hey, you can always get that back. But here's the thing. Tracy.
I'm gonna play the video again. Because it's
Yeah, because I totally missed it. I'm like, huh?
Pay close attention to the stores they're running to, and pay attention who's running to the stores.
Okay.
Oh my God! Staples got staples!
Metabolic syndrome. Look, it's a cluster of conditions.
Where the hell y'all think y'all going?
I just got it. Oh my gosh. Why am I
I
always
missed
so
the store that she went running to.
Yeah.
What was the third?
What was the second
All
story?
right, so she was at Staples and she was excited because Staples actually offers staples. So then she was like, well, let me run to another store and see if they offer what's in their name. And then the guys were like, well, I'm going to run to this store to see if they have what's in their name. You with me?
I'm with you. I just didn't get to see what
The
was
store's
after
name.
sporting goods.
Okay, so let's go
Yeah,
ahead
so
and
the
break it
store
down.
that the guys were running to was BJ's. And then the store she was running to
That's
was
okay.
And that's why I said, oh, I can't believe I just now
It's okay
got
to
that.
it's okay to say Dixon because it's a dude's name and it's a store.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're the one that said he ran to the store and ran to the store. It's like, okay, so she ran to Dick's because Staples have staples. Ha 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 ha. But when the guy and I've seen that before, that's why
I was saying that so they could bridge the gap themselves.
I'm gonna run to the store because it's called Dick's Sporting Goods. Ha ha, and I'm gonna run Dick. I didn't catch what I put this video on was, go ahead, run to Dick's Sporting Goods. We're gonna run to BJ's.
And then she had a problem with them though.
Oh, that's what.
It was okay for her to go get some new dicks, but it was not okay for them to go get some new BJs.
Yeah, I'm with you, Foxy.
No,
Boo.
no, that's not a boo.
That is a boo.
That's not a boo. You had no issue with her running to Dick's Sporting Goods. Y'all notice I'm using the her. No problem with her running to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yep, that's definitely a Mickey joke.
Oh, okay, you play it again. I will. Yeah, I'm slow. Thanks, Liz. Okay, one more time. Like I said, it's not long. So here we go.
Oh my God! Staples got staples!
Metabolic syndrome. Look, it's a cluster of conditions.
Where the hell y'all think y'all going?
Now, I am kind of creeped out just a tad bit because I have an issue with your. I'm assuming the dynamic was that was your husband and that was your son, and your husband and your son is running to.
Or it could have been her boyfriend and her little brother.
That's a little brother.
Yeah, that was a small statured person.
He could be a small person.
Yeah, he could be.
Oh, here we go. It could have been.
You don't think he know about BJ's? Is that what you're saying?
Like he ain't got the internet.
That's a good point.
It's the worst part of every video.
If he's 14, all bets off.
If he's 9, what are you talking about?
Wow, dude.
9.
Just tell him, as soon as puberty starts, these kids figure it out.
Nah.
If you think they don't figure it out, it's the moment puberty starts, you twist it.
I thought puberty and boys started like at 15, 16.
What?
Like older.
What?
12? I thought it was later. Girls 9, yes, because that's when I had my first period. I was 9. Okay. But
that's puberty.
That's puberty, I agree. But I thought boys were later in their development.
Let me see if I can pick this in a specific.
Maybe I should go back to the school because apparently I must have been thinking the wrong thing.
Let me say it in a specific way so I don't get thrown off YouTube. My life changed.
We don't need to know this, man.
Wait, at 9 years old.
9?
at 9. And here's the deal, because this is a dynamic of how you was brought up. So it's gonna get a little deep. This is the dynamic of how I was brought up, because the fact of the matter is you had one or two choices. Either you was A, good at or B, you was good at fighting.
At
well,
9?
I know daggone well I wasn't good at fighting.
At 9?
Why is you having sex at 9? 9?
That's usually when puberty starts, but you ain't
That's
getting no
puberty
cut up at that
starting,
point.
but dang 9. That no.
Yeah, but you know what? That's like that little Boosie thing where it's like, well, as soon as he hit puberty, I went and hired him a little prostitute. You know what I'm saying? So there are people who think like that. Like they do that and they
I don't
mess
know
these
about
boys
the
up.
puberty thing, but I literally have heard that is a tradition. There you go. That's the word. There's a tradition of as soon as you turn 18, I'll take you to your first strip joint.
Well, that was different.
That's different. That's not like you paying for a prostitute to sleep with your
I've heard them
child.
doing it at age 18. They pay for a prostitute. I've heard of that.
You a douchebag
Just like some
father
girls
if you
for
do
their
something.
18th birthday, they get a
Why
boob
are you
job.
so concerned about what your son doing?
I'm not paying for my son to sleep with some woman that
I
sleeps in the
think-
streets. No.
I'm not
He
saying
can-
it's
he
permissible.
18.
I'm saying that
he do what
different
he
people
wants,
do
but I'm
different
not
things.
gonna pay for
It ain't right for you to go and hire a prostitute for your child just because he's 16. But there are
16?
people.
That's underage.
Oh yeah, because law is what's really going to stop these people who believe in this stuff.
I
You
know.
like they start
I'm
like
still
the people
living
who
like
say,
I'm on Little House on the Prairie.
like the
I
people who
know.
say they smoke weed with their kids because they rather their kid get high with them to get high out there in the streets. What?
Now I do know people that do that. I'm like, you ain't making
It's
no
just
sense.
I literally hung with some dude who flat out would smoke weed with his dad before they came out to play. Seriously,
Right.
to come out before they
there
play.
are people, and then especially if you're a weed head anyway, you'll justify your actions and you'll be like, well, I'm just doing this, you know what I'm saying? So
Man,
I need to
maybe
teach
I
him the
was
right way
just
so he don't
fast.
do it the wrong way.
I
But
hit
Tracy,
puberty
that's
at
what I
9,
mean.
but
We're
I
on
didn't have
a-
my
we're-
first crush till I was like 15 or something like
But everybody
that.
don't roll on your way though. You are a unique creature. So you got different ways of doing things, just like I do. So everybody don't roll on our track. You know what I'm saying? It's just
But 9
is puberty.
9 is puberty, but he's talking about having sex at 9.
But you getting hung up on something that's already happened.
That's just is disturbing me, and I don't know
It
why.
is disturbing because
How
no
can I
matter
literally
what you
go
do
like
at age 9,
five times more than what the age that I did it
at age 9, 10, whatever, you can't even express consent at that age. So technically, if the boy is having sex with another little girl and they both at the same around age, technically he's still raping her because she cannot give consent, and she's raping him because he can't give consent. They might be making this move voluntarily, but they don't have an understanding of the repercussions and the consequences. That's part of what flowed into this young lady who just got raped, who was 10 years old, and they tried to treat her like she was an adult who got pregnant, when in fact she's a 10-year-old rape victim. So it's like you got to decide where you draw the line.
I'm just gonna watch reruns of Little House on the Prairie and just call it a day. I can't. Y'all, I'm just gonna say.
I don't remember
just
all the
stay in the dark
details
ages.
about what happened when I was 9 years old, but I guarantee you, we never looked at each other and went, "Okay, let's look at the lawful consequences of our actions right now."
No, I agree. But just because you don't look at something doesn't mean it's not in play. Because we used to play that game called hide and go get it.
Well, that's what we did. Those we didn't kill each. Nope.
Right, but that's the thing about what you just said, though.
I know what I'm
saying. So, just because we did it, don't mean that it's the way it should have been done.
Wait a minute, you didn't show. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
Wow. You said something to say that you weren't gonna say something.
No, because I caught myself. No,
you didn't catch yourself because you started saying something.
No,
you literally got 9 minutes, Tracy. Spit it out so we can get.
No, move on to the next one.
There is
move on
no
to the next one. Oh, well then, okay. You didn't play Anna's favorite video. Linda Paulson.
Oh no, I already
She
erased
asked
it.
very clearly not to see that.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said
I
don't.
literally erased it because I can't do that no more. I can't.
Thank you. I appreciate that
Of course,
very
I'm
much.
white and lower middle class academics always reading as the joy of sex at 10 or 11.
Now I read The Joy of Sex at like 13.
I ain't never heard that damn book, but I showed
I don't
up
know
used to
what that
watch
book is.
Cinemax.
I don't know what that was, but thank God for HBO.
Yeah, you missed a good book, dude.
Yeah, it's really a good. I mean, it's a very educational book.
I mean, okay. I think I'll be willing to bet you could probably stack me up against most people, and I'm more educated on whatever subject you want to
I'm
talk
sorry,
about.
Mickey. What the
So,
hell
I
are you
mean-
trying to say?
What?
What?
Hold up,
Oh no, Mickey, no.
Cause masturbation ain't sex. So if you having sex, that's intercourse. You screwing something.
Why did y'all agree with that?
How
You
y'all
got
all agree with that?
no.
You talking about the people who go out there and rape sheep? That's the thing, right?
Yes.
You know, Anna, I literally told somebody last night because it was like, wait a minute, you got somebody new on your show. I said, yeah, that's Anna. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was giving the dynamics of everybody on the show. And I was saying, well, Tracy is my spiritual religion dynamics on it, and she's also the independent. So I have her analogy. I have Thea's on there, very intelligent, black, strong black issues and solutions and things like that. And I have Thea's on the show. Anna is my spiritual outside of religion person. But I have to admit that Anna didn't start off that way. Anna stayed on the show because Anna was the one that looked at me, and I'm not going to even remind everybody what the subject is. I'm just going to remind you what the ending was, because the ending was Anna looking at me going, yep, that's a group. And I just went, you got to be effing kidding me. That's a group? Yeah, Marlon, that's a group. And I just went, yeah, okay.
So you're
Okay,
saying that
Thea.
Anna is the author of our origin
The
story.
woman that got strangled during a martial arts thing. And
Oh
she didn't
yeah,
fight
we was
back.
like, well, wait a minute, how did she? And then I went all yeah.
And Anna went, that's a group. And I went, you got to be kidding me. That's a group? Yep, asphyxiation. I was like,
Yeah, because
You know
Anna
what?
is far more than just like the spiritual aspect. She's also the calming force. That's one as well.
she is
But
definitely
then-
the calming voice of the group. But it is the spiritual. She is the spiritual outside realm, because all three of us, me, Tracy, and Thea's, when we say spiritual, we always are thinking of religious prospect. Anna's spirituality is the outside of religion. And since I still want to grow and learn, I want to learn the outside of the religious doctrine that we was brought up and grew up on. I need to know.
I was saying, but she's also the political voice, and she brings in perspectives of diverse communities that we are not directly tied to.
That's true.
I'm also
So-
the one that makes perfectly sure that Anna was the one that went off on white people saying you cracker ass white people getting on my nerves. So
I did not say that. I said saltine.
oh, you
Saltine
did say
cracker.
something.
You know what's the most hilarious thing to me? The most hilarious thing to me is like I am probably the one with the least amount of patience for like white people with white culture in general. But I'm the most cautious and respectful of the language that I use. I'm not calling nobody the what she said. Now she has the ability to say that because to me, if I said it, it would carry a different kind of connotation coming back out. Similar to like if they said that in the reverse order using words that could be triggering towards my community. So I think that's pretty cool.
We said about the N-word. It depends on the culture. It depends.
I agree 100%, 100%. But like, I wouldn't use the shortbread delicacy adjective towards or descriptor towards this other groupage.
Oh,
you know,
I gotta pack that away.
Put it in the part of the chat because wait a minute, shortbread. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. Don't tell me.
I wouldn't.
Well, why did you say it then?
Because I'm drawing the picture.
But nobody asked you to draw it.
Honey.
I'm gonna shut up. I'm sorry,
It's okay.
I'm being all serious. Y'all just see, that's what they like to do. Laugh at Tracy. That's what they get their kicks off of.
Because you make it so easy, Tracy.
I don't do that often.
Don't you jump on that, Tracy?
I'll be right there. I'll be on the Tracy team.
I jump on all three of y'all. Y'all got good jobs.
Absolutely.
You do. You be beating up on folks.
That's my be on my show. And then we come here. He does it again.
Wow.
I'm done with this show. See you next week. Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, they can find me lots of places. Could be in the Sex Positive Club. BoreliaEtc.com, Instagram, YouTube, all of that.
Tracy Media LLC, all platforms.
And Theus?
Sometimes you can find me at Publix. You see, I don't like Kroger. So you should see me when I'm at Publix because they sell the particular yogurt and they got apple fritters. And apple fritters might just be the most perfect delicacy that you could have because it's got apple and it's in a fritter. So, yes. But you can also find me at ComplexSimpleMan.com.
He's complex, folks.
But I'm still simple.
But
oh yeah, Philip did. I was like, no, Philip. I don't know. I mean,
trust me, I'm never making that mistake again. Saying simple mind.
That was funny. The dude kept saying, he said, Complex said, right? Because that's a good way to put it. Just say the first word. Complex said. I'm reading what Complex said, right? But then you got Marlon talking about complex man, simple mind. He
got it all wrong.
My simple-minded friend over here.
That's my brother. You know that was a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Please tune in tomorrow for Radical Truth to Power at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I've already put up the thumbnail and our subjects for tomorrow. So as you leave your crap. Yes.
8 p.m. Eastern.
What did I say?
You said
Central.
Yeah, you said Central. You did say Central.
What did I say Central?
We don't know why you said it, but you did. But it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard
Time for Radical Truth and Power. It's already on YouTube along with our subjects. So I won't get into it tomorrow. If you want to know, bring your butts in and find out. And until next time, we will see you. Yeah, I said it like that. We will see you. We will see you. Peace.
Ted Cruz.